Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the final day of the Tata Steel Chess India Blitz 2022. And while we are talking, Tania Sachdev's food has arrived.
I called for it first thing when I got here because आपको तो पता ही है कि at the end of the day होता क्या है यहाँ पे. So dibs on that, Sagar. Don't even think of going there. But
I never touch your food, Tania. No one touches it. It remains as it is throughout the day. But today, Tania, apart from your food,
झूठ बोलो, बार झूठ बोलो. But you know,
there
Sagar,
is a lot of food for thought.
lot
for
of
the
food.
people.
क्या ही मारा है सागर शाह ने with this analogy, food for thought. Sagar, we're going to need all the energy that we can get today with 9 games of Blitz coming up. It is the final day for the Tata Steel Chess India in the women and the open. The players are going to give it their all, going to go all out because today is Judgment Day.
Yeah, today is the big day, and today we'll have two champions being crowned already. We have had Anna Ushnina and Nihal Sareen as the champions in the rapid section. And today, Tania, will it be Maria Muzychuk and Arjun Erigaisi who are leading the tournament?
Big fight, and it doesn't matter who is currently leading because 9 games, anything can happen. It's all about keeping up the momentum. One bad game, we've seen players go into a spiral. We've seen the shuffles in the standings happen in this format. So Sagar, even though Maria Muzychuk leads her section by a full point going into day 2, too soon to say anything. Meanwhile, in the open section, there is such a close pack of leaders at the very top. Right now, chat, we've got the women's section that's about to start. Let's take a look at where we stand going into this final day.
These are the standings, and we have, as Tania mentioned, Maria Muzychuk at the top with 8 out of 9, 7 victories and 2 draws for her. Vaishali is at 7 points out of 8. I think it's going to be a race between two of them unless Anna Muzychuk, Harika, Humpy, or Anna Ushnina and Savita try to really score some points heavily, because look at that gap. It's like after Vaishali, we have 2-point gap in the field. This is not very common, and we will see if anyone can catch up with them. Tania, today's pairings, let's have a look at them. We have the pairings coming up, guys. This is the last round. This is round number 10. We have Humpy versus Anna Muzychuk like yesterday, but the colors will change today. Maria versus Bhakti, Nana Zagnidze versus Savita Shri, Harika versus Vaishali, Anna Ushnina versus Olivia Kiol Basa. This is how things stand, and we also can show you a view from the outside over here to see what's happening. As you can see here, the players are all slowly gathering. You can see Harika just walking around, taking those measured steps. I think for Harika, it's really very important that she does well today, and she's come quite determined, it seems to me, because that's what the feeling I get from anyone who arrives early to the playing hall. You know, that they are extremely determined, they want to do well, and that's the thing. By the way, people saying Sagar and his love for Levon type shirts. Yes, we are missing Levon Aronian today, and that's why I've come in this slightly colorful outfit. And Tania here, today is ready for a disco dance show here.
We've had so much dance practice that it only made sense, but it's really about celebrating this tournament today. Sagar, loving that look, by the way.
Thank you,
Stepping
Tania.
up that fashion game. Does Amrita decide your shirts in the morning?
No, I just pick up anything randomly. But Tania, one of the biggest reasons why I'm dressing up well is because Tania has all these different outfits, and I'm like, okay, kuch to karna padega thoda match karne ke liye, to keep that thing going. So that's the reason why I'm always coming up. Nahi to you will see me in commentary wearing suits and all. And so
कुछ भी चल रहा है. I've seen Sagar in commentary eating khana, falling off to sleep. यहाँ पे I'm just glad that, I actually have to say, the colors that you're bringing in, and I'm proud of your fashion choices. I'm proud of the way this tournament is going. Sagar, I'm so excited. Finally, I've got my laptop set up.
Oh, yes.
So we see Humpy is also ready to go. She's taken her
Let me
place.
just show the viewers Humpy in that sort of poignant mode. thinking about, what she's going to play today, what is going to happen. And as a photographer comes in to take her picture, she actually acknowledges the photographer by posing. And this is also quite an amazing thing, that you should look at the top players. They always respect photographers. I've seen many top players do that. They come, when a photographer comes to them, they look at them, smile, and many times that happens.
Well, Humpy is definitely thinking about her need to win some points, regardless of who she's posing for or not. She's currently on the 5th spot with 4.5 points. That's just not good enough for the standards that she has for herself. Sagar, it's going to be about trying to win those first few games to get going on the leaderboard. Humpy currently on 5th spot. We see Anna Ushnina against Olivia. Now, while Olivia is far down on the leaderboard, of course, she is a force to reckon with, but Anna looking to win here with the white pieces, because that would move her up from the 6th position with 4 points. Let's take a look at our playing hall, and Sagar, I see Maria in the background. What a performance, a stellar performance she had on day one. 8 out of 9. I've never seen that kind of a score in a Blitz event. It was like she's just running away with the whole thing.
Right, absolutely. It's amazing. And guys, today the round is going to start 1 hour early. And I don't know, Tanya, if that will impact the players. What do you think?
But I can tell you one thing, and usually you've got afternoon rounds, and then suddenly on the last day you end up playing a morning round, which often happens in classical events. It does have an impact, and it does sort of require you to adjust to the situation. You've been used to many, many days playing at a specific time, and then, your routine gets a little mixed up. But with just a 1 hour gap, I think it's going to be not such a big problem. Maybe a slight adjustment of waking up a little early, but not that much. I'm still expecting them to be feeling super good, super strong, and looking for blood today.
Absolutely. And look at the first round, Tanya, here. Harika versus Vaishali.
Huge round for Vaishali, especially because, well, actually for Harika as well, but Vaishali currently on sole 2nd place, just a point behind Maria. And there we have handshakes, Sagar. We're going to focus on our tournament leader, who is Maria, and this game.
Okay, let's start with this one, Tanya.
Yes, 2 key games. Let's start with Harika and Vaishali.
Harika and Vaishali here, and they have kicked off with a Reti by Harika. And guys, don't get fooled by the empty crowd today. I can assure you it's going to fill up. I have that faith, and I have that feeling that today is going to be a full house at some point, and it will look spectacular. And then we'll have the top-down view where you'll be able to see all the games. And this is right now E3 played by Harika. She wants to capture the center with D4, but Vaishali goes D5, CD, Knight D5 will be played, or will it be Queen D5, Tanya?
You were asking ki 1 ghanta pehle, how would it affect? I think it's going to be, being a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be more for the spectators. I hope they're ready to wake up and join us for this final day, as well as if you're in Kolkata, you have to join us at the National Library. Let's take a look at this position, what is going on, and White has managed to trade a very important dark squared bishop, and immediately after that, strikes in the center. I like the way Harika has played this position, but also Black has no weaknesses.
Absolutely.
The bishop on B7, neutralizing the bishop on G2. So far, things are looking pretty equal. I like the move D4, and if Black was to take on D4, White can actually give a check.
Yes, that's what has happened, Tanya. And maybe she will take with the queen, giving a check. Let's see what Harika plays here. By the way, Chris Raj is saying, watching from Montreal, local people can come to watch. It's at 12:30 a.m. And I think a lot of people from the US, from Canada, from different places across the world watching this even at odd hours. That makes it very special, guys. Thank you so much for following.
I want Harika to take with the Queen, Sagar. I just want to show you a crazy possibility of an idea. You give a check. Let's say you fall back with the king to G8. I go knight E5. I'm pinning your bishop on B7. Your knight on D5 can't move. Let's say you defend that knight with E6. And then suddenly dangers with knight G4, knight H6 with already threatened checkmate.
We could have asked our viewers to get, knight C6. Let's see how many of them are awake. White to play and find the winning move here. Guys, just so that you get warmed up, everyone in the crowd, guys, in
Here's
the
a
chat.
warm-up exercise, chat. Well, hopefully you guys didn't hear me screaming out the answer, but chat is also very awake. Knight h6 checkmate, taking advantage of that queen in the center. And Sagar, has
Beautiful.
she gone for queen d4?
Great job, guys. No, let's see what she has played here. The move she has played is queen d4, Tanya, and
Oof.
knight f6 played, and Harika drops back with queen b2.
Nicely done by Vaishali, making sure that there are no such tricks with the chat found with knight h6 checkmate in the end. Sagar, rook d1. Now look at both the knights. Both the knights are pinned. The knight on f6 pinned with the queen. The knight on d7 pinned with the queen.
And knight e5 could be a very big idea here, Tanya. Let's see what Vaishali does. Maybe she'll just pop her queen out to c7.
A very good choice here. You go queen c7, you stand, she's done it.
She's
She
done it.
listens to Sagar because you want to step out of the pin. You want to defend that b7 bishop against any disco.
Tanya.
Against any disco. Sagar, let's
Okay.
let's take a look at the Bhakti Maria Muzychuk board.
Yes.
That is a key game. Maria leading the tournament, but Bhakti
Whoa.
Kulkarni on her way to score a big win. Chat, what is
What?
that king on e7?
What?
Completely
How did this happen?
destruction on the board. What is happening? It looks like Black's king should get checkmated. Bishop a6. I love this move. You're opening up the c6
And
square
C-
for the knight.
My God, Tanya, but she takes on e5 first over
No,
there.
Sagar, beautiful tactic. Queen b4 check and b7 is hanging. Let's get the board up for our viewers. This is a big moment. Bhakti has played it. Queen b4 check is a double attack.
And this is hanging now with a check. Unbelievable. Bhakti ki Shakti.
Bhakti ki Shakti for the win in this
Oh, but
one.
she makes a mistake.
Oh.
What?
She had to just simply after c5. Well, it's not
No, Tanya,
easy.
this was a classy move. Knight to d5 check, taking with the rook next.
Oh,
and then a
wow.
deadly disco there.
That would have been,
Oh, man.
but instead it is just. And after queen b7, Maria Muzychuk is back in the game because the queen trades mean that the Black's king is safe. And this is the best position that Maria has had. In fact, it's a turn around here. Now after rook b8, the bishop is attacked. The pawn on b2 is attacked.
Oh
Let's
my
have some
God.
arrows to show what has happened.
Oh, my
Now
God.
it
I
is-
can't believe, Tanya, how quickly that turned around.
It's just insane. And now it's White's king that's stuck in the center, stopping that rook from h1. Notice the Black king on e7. The rook on h8 has a clear path. And that's what Maria does. Brings it to defend the other rook. And suddenly, in one move,
एक
एक-
move की कीमत
I was going to say एक गलती, but एक move की कीमत.
तुम क्या जानो,
Bhakti.
viewers.
But c4 played here, and Sagar and I still finding our flow for this morning. But Sagar completely feeling that emotion. See, this is now from a completely winning position for Bhakti. In just one move, has gone in Maria's favor.
Yeah, it just changed all of a sudden. We'll go deep down and we'll have the breakdown by Tanya later on. But for now, let's quickly. I think Maria might win this, Tanya. Look at this. The rook now on the 7th rank, cutting the king off. And she did have a big chance here of moving her bishop from e8 to in this direction. Because then there is rook b1 and winning the rook. So this was a possibility. She missed it. And maybe Bhakti has some chances of holding this.
Well, Sagar, it looks completely busted here, and I think Maria will continue her lead. Let's quickly now stick to the Harika Vaishali game because it all comes down
It's
to this
mate in
one.
3, by the way. Here.
Oh, wow. So let's just, do you want to just stay till the end?
I think these pawns are coming down and Bhakti might resign. But yeah, let's go to Harika versus Vaishali game. Meanwhile, Nana Zagnidze has won her game.
Whoa!
It's going to be a big day for Nana, it seems, today.
Nana needs to come back, but Sagar, it's all eyes on Harika versus Vaishali. Vaishali is just a point down from Maria. It is a level game, but look at the
seconds.
time. Vaishali playing on 2 seconds. And chat, just a reminder, it's a 3-minute with a 2-second increment. So now Vaishali has to play the rest of the game in under 5 seconds every time. Her time is not going to be, it's going to be hard for her to get more time than that. And
Correct.
still a very complex endgame here.
I like White's chances here, especially because the b6 pawn is weak and Harika is such a wonderful blitz player and positional player, Tanya. She goes with her knight to a7. Look at those
Ooh.
knights jumping
And
around.
what a big threat. Knight e7, knight c6 was the idea. After knight c5, black is able to trade the rooks and survive the fork, attacks the knight. The knight falls back to the center to e5. It's these knights can get so dangerous. We know that they're a nightmare, both players. Down to 5 seconds. Are they going to repeat now?
No.
Rook c8 played, knight a7. Harika says no repetition.
Harika is like, today I'm going all out. I'm not going to repeat anything.
Well, she is repeating now.
Oh, she drew. What?
And it ends in a draw.
Harika.
Sagar's faith. Harika is like, I will not repeat. क्या ही prediction मारी सागर ने वहाँ पे.
आज का दिन is not the prediction day for me, Tanya. But can we go to some other game?
Let's go Humpy versus Anna. Wow, what a position, chat. Here we are. Knight f7 looks like a fork to me.
She's winning a queen, and if you take with the rook, a8 is hanging. Has she resigned? Yeah, she's resigned it already. So we have all the games that have completed, it seems,
what is
here.
that?
And only one draw, 4 decisive results, Tanya.
One draw, 4 decisive results, but I think the one that really matters is that Bhakti's big chance, Sagar. And let's bring up that position and show that turnaround moment that we had. Because after a disastrous day one, it looked like Bhakti was going to start with a bang, taking down the tournament leader. And it all came down to this position.
Yeah, and here she went knight to b4. She wanted to give a check and win the rook here, Maria Muzychuk. But Bhakti said, no such luck. Rook c1, knight c2, king came to d1. The knight had to move back. This was an utter waste of time. And after knight to e5, bishop e7, she got in the move e4, which was a very important move blocking this. But isn't the pawn hanging?
Let's ask the chat. Big question. What happens after bishop e4? Knight e4.
Maybe bishop, knight e4 perhaps.
And knight e4, bishop e4, chat. What is the problem here? Why could black not take this pawn?
Very good question by Tanya here. What is the problem, guys, here? Why is white winning in this position?
Chat, we need at least 100 of you to get this
100
right.
By 100.
Because that would mean chat is ready for Blitz. Blitz requires full focus, full attention.
Right.
And we need to see that you guys are up. It's a Sunday morning, but this is chess.
And guys, you should also check Tanya on the Instagram where on Chessbase India, where you can find what was she eating for breakfast, so that she is in such top shape right now, thinking about the game, just no delay, just going all out.
Sagar, we all know the real reason why I was at breakfast, because I knew the rest of the day I'm not going to get anything to eat. So, I just had to gobble everything I could. Unlike someone else in this room.
Let's see. Chat knows now. Guys, you all know what Tanya does in this commentary. Clips does reveal many things. By the way, all the people who are asking us, is there any entry fee or any documents required? No, you will not need anything. You just need to come there with your love for chess and just come there with a smile and sit in the audience. In case you want to get your headphones, please do so. I'm not sure if you can tune into the commentary, but if you can, you may get a chance to follow all the action listening to our commentary.
And chat, do we have 100 answers? I see some of you have actually given more than just one move, which is really nice because it's a whole line that they have calculated, a sequence of moves to say what is wrong with it.
Only 30 people have answered until now.
Chat, only 30 people have got this right. Sagar, what does that say about your training skills?
It just shows that people are not awake yet, Tanya. And the thing is, Chessbase India was very early waking community. But since you have joined in, since last 5 days, they are like, okay, we want to be like Tanya, we want to be, ऐसे.
Put this on me, ये भी मेरे पे डाल दो, ये भी मेरी ही गलती है, मुझको क्यों तोड़ा? But Sagar, are we picking it up? 41 people have answered with the correct move. The problem with this is that you can't pick up the pawn. White gets rid of the defender of the knight on b4 with bishop e7, trades it and wins the knight on b4.
Absolutely. So she couldn't take, she dropped back here, Tanya. And then after a3, the knight had to go back because on c6 it was attacked. Then she gave a check, knight went back, then she picked up the bishop. Bishop takes a6. Now, if you take here, as you had pointed out, knight c6 would be a deadly check. and the game would get over with queen b4 coming
Oh,
and hitting
oh.
e7. So let's say king e8, queen b4.
And there's no way to defend the mate on e7. You can't go queen d8. You can't save it.
It's beautiful.
And Bhakti played it up till this point flawlessly.
And that's why Maria took on e5, and Tania Bhakti also found the next move, which was correct, giving a check here. And now if you had moved the king, bishop takes b7 would have been very strong, hitting here and here. But she went c5. And Tania, if you could tell our viewers why this next move was winning in this position, because I think what Bhakti did was incorrect.
What she did was incorrect and immediately transferred the advantage to Maria, but this was really the moment of truth. A tactic had to be found, but it would be game over. And chat, let's just soak this position in what is going on, Sagar. We need some arrows. So black pawn is attacking the queen. The black pawn on b7 is attacking the bishop. The rook on c1 is eyeing that queen on c8. Your radar, your tactical vision has to go off at this point. It's not an easy move to find, but a stunning one. Knight d5 check. Clearance, clearing that rook on c1, the file here. And after knight d5, it's really just all about what black plays, but either ways it's busted. Let's say you get greedy, pick up the knight, you pick up the pawn on c5, you're hitting that queen on c5, and the queen on b4 will say it really is the time for disco. After the queen moves anywhere, there will be a disco check, picking up the queen, picking up material.
But Tania, queen d7.
And let's ask chat. Chat, this is a tricky one. I love this question, Sagar, because it's not super easy. And this will really show us the strength of chat today.
Okay, guys.
Where do you move the rook to give a disco divane this time?
Yeah, let's go. I think people in the chat are very, very sort of curious, even though there are not many who are answering. I think slowly that number's growing, Tania, and more questions that you're asking. Look at this, the speed. And we have a guest joining in, and the fact that we haven't gotten up from our seats means that it means it's not Vishy Anand.
Look at him.
That just shows the comfort that we have.
That's
it's
the love
family.
we have for you.
It's like,
Does
ye
Vishy
to
make you
apni
feel
hai.
uncomfortable?
That's why it's just like
Roasted.
burn. But when he comes, we have to get up, and of course he has to take Sagar's place. But here, though, you can just come and sit anywhere, anywhere, literally.
Tania, is it
By the way,
sarcasm or is it
not
what? I don't know. But
by the way, chat, today is a very special day. You were talking about my Instagram. Have you checked out Amrita's Instagram? Please do that, and I want to see some wishes on our chat as well. Amrita's Instagram.
Mera heart rate
Wait a second, I
100.
want to
she's very updated with Instagram.
Of course I am. Basically what YouTube is to you, I feel like that about Instagram.
I know.
So 1 second. Chat, we hear about, like, of course, birthdays and anniversaries and etc. Have you guys ever heard about, okay,
My
this
heart
is
rate
just
went to 143.
143?
That's what chat is saying. Okay, go on.
Chat, have you heard about, okay, and like, I'm not even kidding, a first talk anniversary? Today is Amrita and Sagar. No, let me explain.
What?
Let me explain this to you.
Have you not heard about
Let me explain this to them, Amrita, because I am mind blown. This is
Tanya,
their.
imagine that Vishy Anand is watching this right now.
I'm very happy because I want him to come and address this situation, and please just keep an eye. The game shouldn't start. Today is Amrita and Sagar's first talk anniversary. What is that? When they told me, I had to literally get up and leave from the dining table.
And
I was
she
like,
actually
And
left
what?
the table and
What?
went home and slept. I think.
It's like, that is when I say good night, Tata, bye bye, khatam. But please tell us, because we have maybe a minute before start, what happened today 15 years ago?
15 years ago, we were at Delhi for a Commonwealth event. It was there, Delhi. You were also there.
She was also playing, I
I
think.
was.
Yes, and my brother Prathamesh, he beat him. I mean, not.
Wow, that's an extreme reaction for Sagar hitting on Amrita. Mari khali tumne.
And then the game ended very late, so it was finally only me, my brother, and him waiting. And my brother was giving the result, and also I was left with him. So it's not very kind if you don't speak with somebody who is there and a chess player who is lost.
भाई ये तो दिन काफी डार्क होते जा रहा है.
Pity, are you saying out of pity you were like Sagar se baat
Look at
kar hi
Tanya's
lete hain?
face. She's enjoying so
Obviously
much.
खुश हो गई.
But Sagar, तुमने तुम हारे चेस की बाजी प्रथमेश से, बट जीता तुमने उसकी बहन का दिल जोश में।
वाह वाह, ये इधर शायरी करने का
Rhyme
आई
तो
है क्या?
कर।
हाँ करो ना, से और में।
से और में से थोड़ी ना राइम होता है। प्रथमेश से करना था राइम। प्रथमेश हमेश के लिए, समथिंग लाइक दैट।
हमेशा के लिए।
प्रथमेशा।
ओ, तुम हारे चेस की बाजी प्रथमेश से, तुम जीते अमृता दिल और उसके केश
हमेशा से।
हमेशा से।
बाप रे
but,
बाप रे, ये बहुत ही
we-
डिफिकल्ट शायरी है इधर।
बहुत
but
बढ़िया। वाह
क्या
वाह
ही
वाह वाह
talented
होता
है।
है।
तुम हारे प्रथमेश से चेस की बाजी और अपने केश।
Tania, you will need time to prepare for this, but what I'm saying is, in general, you have a great talent for shairis, and your Hindi is great. So
Maria,
let
look
me
at Maria
really make
Muzychuk's
Maria-
reaction. Look at Humpy, how she's feeling after listening to your shairi.
Humpy doesn't want to
looking
look
at us
anywhere.
like as if like
Humpy is
stop it,
literally
guys.
looking everywhere else. She literally doesn't even want to look at the board after what has just happened.
Let's have a
But
look
guys,
at the
exactly.
standings right now so
Maria
that
is
we can
leading
get rid of all the shairis. Maria Muzychuk in the lead with 9
I was
points.
going for her, by the way.
Vaishali at 7.5. Harika with 5.5. Humpy.
What?
What are you doing?
Humpy at 5.5 as well. Anna Muzychuk at 5. Anna Ushnina at 5. Savita Shri at 4. Olivia Kiolbasa at 3. Nana Zagnidze at 3. Moving up. And Bhakti at 2.5. And this is how the standings are. We also have the pairings for the round number 11. We have Anna Ushnina taking on Humpy. Olivia with Harika, Vaishali with Nana, Savita with
After marrying sister of
Bhakti.
Prathamesh, Sagar lost all his cash. I love it. On that note, we were mentioning the pairings. Well done, chat.
Maria Muzychuk and Anna Muzychuk are playing each other. And guys, I would really like to run away from this shairi that are happening here. But unfortunately, I am trapped.
You should have thought that after your game against Prathamesh. Not today. It's too late. And we've got lift off chat, so let's go.
Amazing.
Let's have a
E4
look
knight
at
to 6.
Anna versus Maria game. Let's have the two sisters because you know Tanya on one hand,
predicting
Anna
it.
Will they
would
play or not? What is your bet today?
I'm predicting a draw in this.
listen to me.
After how many moves?
Guys, listen to me.
Nobody cares what you say.
I completely agree with you, Amrita. Maybe like 30, under 30.
Under 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we listen to you.
Really?
Yeah, we are done talking.
Now when you guys have already decided everything, now you want to listen to me. So my point is that today Maria wants to win the tournament and Anna would be very happy that she wins. But at the same time, she knows that if she has any chances of winning this event, she has to beat her sister. So I think she'll play.
Possible. I would be surprised to see that, but let's take a look at what the opening choices are. Well, they could decide to play. It is an Italian, and we've seen them play this before. Sagar, we will come back to this and see if the sisters decide to fight this one out. But
I
for
think they
now,
will.
let's go to the Vaishali board.
Vaishali and Zagnidze. And Zagnidze, if we look at her, she's come in a very different outlook today. And guys, remember that a lot of the players' attitude also depends on the way they come to the board. And if we can have Vaishali and Nana Zagnidze on our screen, I'll be able to explain to you. She has come in that sort of an attire where she wants to fight Amrita and she wants to give it her all.
Yeah, I mean, you look at her game, first game where she beat Sabita just in 21 moves.
Yes.
That was so Vaishali.
I think
had
she's
it last
angry.
year.
I think after Nana's day on day one, she is the world Blitz champion from 2017. She definitely wants to avenge the bad start she had. So a big game here for Vaishali. And in this line, the feeling is usually that after Bishop E3, whoever blinks first, whoever trades, is the one losing out on something because the other side ends up getting an open file. In this case, after Queen B3, A B3, now Black has to lose another tempo defending the A pawn. I'm expecting A. Okay, she chooses the move A6. Even A5 is interesting, really cramping down on the queen side. A6. What Black wants to do is eventually try to get C5 in. So you control the B5 square. The bishop will land to B4. And meanwhile, what is Vaishali's plan here? Vaishali can potentially ask Black the question, what do you want to do with the bishop to g4? Hit it on h3. Apart from that, you can also think about development, knight c3, knight a4, take control of the dark squares. Many ideas here. She chooses h3. The bishop falls back to h5.
Yeah, and the bishop has gone to g6. I think very likely that Vaishali will go knight h4 and pick up this bishop, having bishop pair advantage.
So
And
there's a long, slight initiative endgame which Vaishali has to, grind.
Absolutely.
Well, or Nana. I'm sure both players are looking for a grind in this one, and both are very motivated. And the position, Amrita, my feeling is quite even. No pawns have been traded, so really it's anyone's endgame. Let's go back to our tournament leader. And Sagar, so far it looks like your prediction that this is such an important round for Maria, that she perhaps wants to fight this out to an end, might be true.
Yeah, I think very, very much likely that this is going to happen. And also, as we spoke to Anna, she mentioned that it's that we do fight in rapid and blitz. Until now, we have never fought in classical chess, but we do fight in rapid and blitz. So that's what is going to happen. We have Anna and Maria on the board right now. 117 heart rate for Anna Muzychuk. And she is looking at these weaknesses on d5 and f5. That's Maria is white. She's put her knight on f5. Looking at h6 and g7 square.
The game is ended and it's a draw.
I told you, Sagar. I told you who's the Nostradamus today. And this one has ended in a draw, which means that it's all eyes on the Vaishali board. But before we go to that, a lot of fireworks on the Humpy, Anna, Ushnina. Also, these two players want to look at climbing up the standings. So an important game for our leaderboard. What is that bishop doing on h6? Looks like a beautiful piece, but it's trapped. Black has lured the bishop to the camp.
How did it happen? So she went bishop h6 here, rook e8, and then she got in this move g5, trapping the bishop here.
But I don't think Ushnina will miss it.
Yeah,
She
she
would have had a
seems to
plan.
have gone wrong here.
And queen f6 is coming in. Where's your bishop going? So very important for white to keep putting pressure on black's pieces. f3 played. Knight g3, e4. This is getting wild.
And look at Ushnina's heart rate. It's 153 right now. She's getting really nervous. Humpy has picked up the knight, picked up the rook. The bishop is hanging.
The bishop is hanging. You can pick it up. Also, she goes for the knight. An
Because if
interesting choice here, but black has many options. You can fall back with the bishop, but you can counter attack white's bishop on h6 with queen f6 and simply end up with an extra exchange.
She goes bishop g6, Tania, and right now it seems like the evaluation has just changed. If Ushnina can find queen c1, she finds queen d2 equally interesting, because now the g5 pawn was hanging, and Tania's move was very important here to play queen f6, trapping this bishop on h6. But instead she went bg6, queen d2, f6, and now knight to g4. Ooh, bishop h5, e5. Anna Ushnina really turning on the heat here.
Oh my god, I can't believe white is an exchange down, and then bishop and 6 is going to become like a very solid support.
We were just talking about how this bishop is dead lost, and like Amrita's saying now, this will become a key player in the game. I love this move e5, breaking that defense of f6. There is no way for black to keep g5 under control anymore, and that is the problem. It's been a total turnaround, and even though white is down an exchange, black is down a king. There is no
Guys,
saving this king.
172 for Anna Ushnina.
172. Anna is looking so
Because
calm in
Humpy
the
has only
video.
5 to 6 seconds. Have you observed 1 minute difference in Blitz is huge.
But now she's back. Humpy's back.
Because-
Queen c2 check.
And
It's a draw.
You can't
It's
go
not
king
official.
g3. You can't go
Why
king
not?
g3.
Oh,
queen
queen
g6.
g6.
Queen
Exchanges.
g6
You-
would trade. So the only thing that Anna can do is fall back with the king, and endgame actually will be big trouble for white.
Why can't you go rook f1? Because again queen g6. So the
Yeah.
rook needs to be on the third rank.
And that square needs to be empty. So they repeat, and this will end in a draw.
It has ended in a
What
draw.
a save.
Wow. What a game. Let's
Let's
quickly
go to
rush
Vaishali.
back.
And her heart rate started coming immediately.
Down. Yeah.
And 170? That's crazy.
That's
yeah.
huge.
Completely.
Huge. And I think great work there by the team here to get the heart rate on the screen. By the way, knight c5 on the board, e3.
And this is so unpleasant for black because of the knight putting pressure on b7 and a6. A rook will always be tied down to defend it. I like what Nana's trying to do. She's trying to get rid of that knight, but Vaishali says, my knight is better than your knight. I'll fall back and go to a5. I'm going to put pressure on your pawns, but from the other side, knight b3, a classy move. Now getting the king to the center. Just a slight edge to white because of the play against the queenside pawns.
Yeah, the knight goes to f6 and now the knight jumps back in. Both players trying to manage the position as well as the clock.
Yeah, and as well as the knight maneuvering.
Beautiful. And c5 played by Nana.
Is it a good move? Is it the right time?
Maybe
2
that-
seconds for Vaishali, 115 heart rate.
Well,
Yeah.
you mentioned about c5. The reason I don't like it is because white had a double pawn and now it's gone. So Vaishali's only weakness in the position disappears. The bishop on g2 looking strong. But Sagar, huge turnaround has happened now because black has managed to create some play.
She's gone
Dark
g5.
squares. Because of all the pawns and dark squares.
Yeah, and also remember the knight is way trickier than a bishop under time pressure. So we never know what's going to happen now.
Anything can happen, and we know Nana, she fights it out till the end. Vaishali fights it out till the end. The position might be equal, but this will go to the wire. A huge point for our leaderboard.
Ooh,
A check,
check.
on d7, scary.
Check.
But everything is under control because
Takes.
the king defends the
And
knight.
now bishop
goes to
b5.
b5.
It seems like white has regained control in the position. Vaishali, for her, a win will bring her closer to Maria.
King e3, a little move, and now white wanted to push the h pawn. g5 blocks the king side. Nicely played by Nana.
Black's king
And-
is very weak, in fact. And in blitz, it's going to be dangerous.
I know, and this is pinned. But now a exchange of pair of rooks is helping black.
White can start putting pressure on b6.
Yes,
Rook
she's
d6
done.
has to be played to try and save that pawn. Its knight will jump to e5, create
e5,
counterplay.
g6, f4, Tanya. That could get risky with the h3 pawn weak.
Maybe it's a repetition. King f7. Nana says no repetition, no rook f8 check. Na. Knight g6 played. Knight f4
Oh,
is
she could have
coming
gone
in.
bishop e8 and exchange, but she said no. And actually, Vaishali is playing for a win. That's her
Yes.
spirit. You know, she never wants to agree to a draw.
Rook b7. Now knight f4 because white doesn't have king to e5. I'm
But
expecting...
Tanya, then there is h4. The knight will get shaky.
No,
knight
knight
is not a
e7.
good move. H4. She had to play H4. Because G5 was coming.
Ooh, h4 takes g5 and knight would have
Wow.
been hanging. But she goes rook c7, knight g6, bishop e8.
Even
Again
now,
a
she
chance.
has a chance.
That chance may come again.
We have to wait and watch.
The reason she's not going knight f4 is because she has to watch out for bishop e8, rook f7 mate, which is why e5 was so important on the board. Rook d6 played, bishop placed on e8, always a check on f7, king e6. This is just getting crazy, and I don't know why the eval bar keeps shifting move after move.
It seems like this is going to end
it's
in
a
a draw.
blunder.
No, c5 somehow
What
is
happens?
winning.
Bishop
c5
c6
take and
Wow.
bishop c4, king
Bishop
f6,
to
rook
rook
f7. What a tactic there.
Crazy.
So
But
tough
in
to
3
spot.
to 5 seconds, it's so difficult.
Rook h6 and she's taking b6 pawn.
But h3 is hanging, the
But
knight and the rook are so strong.
This is also hanging. She takes on h3.
H pawn was important.
c5 pushing forward. C pawn going on. Now bishop c4. No, she gives a check. Anything can happen.
6 seconds for both.
c6 push. Yes,
She's
she
done
pushes
it.
it. But rook b3 is falling with a check.
It doesn't
King e4.
matter, king e4 and,
And
the king
black king is in
advances.
danger.
Check, king and c7. Vaishali is
Wow.
winning. Queen coming in and she queens and wins. What
What
a
a
win.
checkmate at, oh my.
What a finish.
Wow. Huge
The audience
applause
also.
for the game, for both players, for fighting so hard. And in the end, it's checkmate on the board.
What a game. What an endgame play. Control of nerves to the max. I mean, both players fighting it out till the end, wanting that win. Sagar, this was insane. I just quickly want to, because all games have finished, let's just take this moment to show this mate that was a possibility. Vaishali missed it at this point, but eventually went on to win this game. Too beautiful, chat. Take a look at this.
You go c5, you hit the rook and the pawn, and when the pawn takes here, which is kind of forced, you give a check here. The king has only one square, and it was a checkmate here.
But Vaishali did go on to find the idea of winning the b6 pawn, advancing c5, c6, and Nana's pawns were just too slow to do anything. What an endgame play. It's a 3-minute game with a 2-second increment, and the game went on for 74 moves.
Wow.
And
Of 3 plus 2.
of 3 plus 2, and most of these moves were played on seconds, on 2 seconds, on 3. just goes on to show how strong these players are. The fighting spirit, that means Vaishali takes only, she's a half point away from the
No, 1
leader.
point.
Maria lost
Because,
it.
because in
They
the
drew.
first game she won
And
and
Vaishali drew.
Vaishali drew and now. So it's still
One
a
and a
point
half
lead.
Still a point lead.
And guys, I'm going to take your leave, but Vaishali's heart rate was consistently 120.
She was very steady.
For that time pressure,
Yeah.
I would definitely say that, right? What do you think?
Very steady. Yeah, very nice. And I think she kept her cool, she kept her control. And also, Nana is a former world Blitz champion. In an equal position to outplay her in this way shows what a world class player Vaishali is.
Vaishali, when she's working with Ramesh, with her brother, they play so much blitz, and I feel that shorter time formats are her biggest forte. She's super strong in classical as well, but her blitz is on another level.
Right.
And we are seeing her do that in this. Sagar, let's take a look at our standings going into the third round of the day, the round 11. Amrita, we'll see you soon. Keep us updated with everything that happens outside. And
These are the standings, Tanya. Maria is at the top with 9.5.
a point lead, as you mentioned, over Vaishali, but we've seen the kind of stuff that's happening here, chat. Still too soon to write anything off. It's amazing to see Vaishali at the top, fighting for pole position. 2 points behind Vaishali, and that's a huge gap, Sagar. Huge gap. Is Harika Dronavali, who has slowly but steadily also picked up points at 6.5 currently.
Right.
Humpy, India #1 player, also at 6, half
She
a
was
point.
almost going to lose this against Anna Ushnina, but she saved it.
She saved it.
And Tanya, one important thing which Anand mentioned is every half point is going to matter. Like you might think, oh, half point doesn't make a difference. You were winning, you lost that point. But in the end, that half point is going to come back for the leaderboard.
Couldn't agree more with that. Every single game here has such a big impact on the overall result because it's a total of 18 games. It's a long, long event. And we've got Anna Muzychuk, Anna Ushnina at both the Annas at 5.5. Savita Sri with 5. It's been quite a good event, the Blitz section for
Yeah.
Savita Sri, who's the youngest player, the lowest rated player, having a good run so far. And Nana and Olivia at 3 points. Bhakti at the bottom of the table. It's really a fight between
Maria and
Vaishali for now.
Yeah.
It's
And
two-
they're not giving up.
They're
Both
not.
of them going at all out against each other.
And Harika is 2 points behind. So a huge round coming up. And let's take a look at the pairings for this upcoming game.
Yeah, let's have a look at what's the pairing for round number 12 now that we have reached. A big game is Humpy versus Maria Muzychuk, Tanya.
This is so big because Humpy is definitely looking for a point here. She knows a draw doesn't serve her purpose. She starts with the white pieces. And if she's able to achieve that, the tournament gets wide open. But Maria is in such great form. She
Yeah.
is going to do everything that she can to make sure she maintains her lead. Huge matchup here. The second huge matchup is Vaishali. Currently on second place, playing against a player who is struggling with form here. Vaishali is looking for blood in this one. She is playing against Bhakti. She will try to get the full point with the black pieces.
I think if Vaishali beats Bhakti and Humpy manages to hold Maria, that will throw the tournament wide open. And there is good possibility of that happening. We'll see if that turns out. Savita, who beat Anna Muzychuk in the first round, gets another shot at playing this world-class opponent. And let's see what that brings in.
I think another very big game is Harika versus Anna Ushnina. Currently on third place, Harika. Anna Ushnina also right behind her, looking for bringing in some points. So this is going to be a big fight as well. Our key games, Humpy versus Maria, Vaishali versus Bhakti. We will be keeping most of our attention on these, but also an eye on the Harika Anna Ushnina game.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And by the way, chat just asking us to have a look at the Bhakti Savita game from the last round, because in that something quite interesting happened, Tanya, because towards the end it felt like the game was going like in Savita's favor here. At this point you can see white is doing really well, maybe some 97 ideas, but there's a bishop holding it, but this is quite aggressive. You just push the bishop back and you are better with b4. The bishop has no squares on this diagonal and you're threatening 97.
To me, that's really interesting because black has an extra pawn, but the reason that white has a big advantage is that black's queen is far away from defense, and the biggest problem in black's camp is this direct threat of c3, b4, pushing that bishop away, no way to fight it, no good squares left, and knight e7. So a very concrete idea gives white this big advantage.
Correct. And so she went queen e5. This allowed knight e6, and then slowly and steadily, it seemed like the things were going up and down. Someone was winning. Like here, she won a piece, and it seemed like she
Whoa.
checkmated. Very, very interesting stuff happened there. And
Very
quickly.
interesting. Yeah, very quickly, but nicely played there. Once again, Savitasri sacrificing a pawn to get the initiative, to get the attack against black. Impressive play there by Savitasri, winning another point against Bhakti.
Right. And I think another important game till the players settled down was Olivia Kiolbasa versus Harika. And I think we can join in at this point where Harika was completely better, but she went bishop e6, and now that bishop should be taken, but she went bishop b1, which allowed rook c1, and rook d8 with a very nasty pin. And after queen c2, she lost material and eventually the game here. Harika is actually doing pretty well here, Tania, in this tournament.
She really enjoys these formats. She really enjoys blitz and fast play. And I think, as she's mentioned in her interviews several times, that over here, she's just having a lot of fun. She's just become a mother. Her approach, her whole outlook right now is about having fun playing chess. And blitz and rapid is ideal for that. We see our players are ready to go. They've taken their places. A big round coming up. We can see Amruta on the screen, by the way. Sagar can't take his eyes off. Meanwhile, Harika and Anna Ushnina right in front. The players are ready to go.
Yes, and as you mentioned, Tania, the two games that we'll be really focusing on is Humpy versus Maria Muzychuk and Vaishali against Bhakti Kulkarni, because these two are going to be very important. Here you have Harika versus Anna Ushnina on your screen, and the crowd is coming in, guys. If you are in Kolkata and you're watching this from your home, just bear in mind that this tournament will happen next year after 365 days. So grab this opportunity, drive over here, take a bus, take a train, walk down, do whatever it takes, but come here and you will not be disappointed.
Indeed, the crowd is trickling in, and look at the players on our screen. Vaishali currently on second position. A big game for her against Bhakti. Vaishali and Bhakti are really good friends.
Yes, they have shared a room many times.
Many times Bhakti has visited Vaishali several times in her hometown. So this is definitely an interesting dynamic here. But Vaishali for now can't think about friendship. A huge game for her, and handshakes we've got. Let's start with the Vaishali board.
Okay, let's start with the Bhakti Vaishali board. And by the way, Tania, is there something about, if you are really serious and you want to play like aggressive chess, you sort of tie your hair? Because that's what Nana Zagnidze did. She's tied up her hair, she wants to fight, and now that's what Bhakti has done here.
I think it is, and things are not going the way you want. You want to change it up a bit. I don't know how much it helps, but right now they need whatever can help them. It is the Jobava London, and let's just show that to our audience. When white plays bishop f4 after d4, d5, we know that's a London, but when the knight comes to c3 instead of the pawn on c3, that is the Jobava London after the Georgian player,
yes.
Badur Jobava. And it's quite a tricky line. Let's just make some moves, Sagar, on the board.
Yeah, d5, bishop f4 here, and you go and attack this, not because you think your opponent is going to miss it, but because at the end you want to keep the c pawn free, later on hit it with c3 or c4, and knight d2 on the board. So Bhakti is playing this opening pretty quickly. She has 3 minutes 5 seconds. Vaishali has 2 minutes 26 seconds here. Ooh, the knight has come back to c3. That's a bit of a surprise because generally you can also put it back on a3. Okay, knight c7 on the board here, and let's see how does Vaishali continue. She could aim to hit with e5 at the right moment, prepare it with f6 and e5. She goes bishop d3. Bhakti's Bishop d3 in the position.
Bishop d3 played. We will come back to this. It's going to be a slow fight, but let's go to the tournament leader. Another big
Maria.
matchup, and it is a wild, wild opening. Take a look at this. Let's start from the beginning and get up to date super quickly. Humpy started with d4. We had a Queen's Gambit decline, which turned into a semi-Slav position. Bishop g5, going for the Botvinnik. And after h6, Black captures the pawn. White gives up a pawn to control the center. This is all theory. g5, the bishop falls back. And after b5 development, Black fan charters the bishop, attacks the knight. You don't want to move it because e4 is hanging, and instead e5 is played to hit the knight.
Oh, she takes the knight.
Black takes the knight,
And
White
she takes the knight. And now-
White will recapture the pawn on c3, and Black's pawn on c4 is forever weak. You are a pawn up, you have an extra pawn, but your pawn structure is super weak. You're behind in development.
Also, the king is a little bit loose, Tanya. I think Humpy has got a wonderful position out of the opening. It looks really cool. Let's have a quick zoom in on the players, and if they can. That is Humpy. Is thinking for her move right now. It's actually a big encounter, Tanya.
Huge encounter and a huge moment here. Knight d7 has been played. White can pick up the c4 pawn immediately, but also doesn't need to rush for it. Meanwhile, White can simply go castle. Black is aiming to break the center with a move like c5. Humpy decides, no more waiting,
Oh, she
picks
played
up the pawn on
c5.
c4.
Tanya, your move on the board.
And immediately strikes in the center with c5. Black has to be super energetic in these positions. Going short castle, which might seem like a usual way to play, actually can land in a lot of trouble with ideas like setting up a battery, queen e2, queen e4, bishop d3. So Black cannot afford to go short castle without taking into account of creating their own counterplay. c5. I like this move by Maria.
But Tanya, this is getting very risky, because if Humpy now takes with her knight, look at this bishop looking on this diagonal, the bishop on this diagonal, the knight looking on e6, the queen coming to e2, rook on e1. It is
Very
looking.
scary.
Oh, she castles. This is not going to be good, because bishop takes e6 is also an idea. F e6, knight e6, 4 king.
Wow, always in the air. She has to watch out for bishop e6, and it's a possibility to go for it immediately because Black's king is so weak. White can also play just simple moves like queen f3.
Hitting the rook.
I'm hitting your rook. I want to put my rook on d1. I want to centralize my rook. I will pin your knight. Your bishop on f6 is not comfortable. And Sagar, your idea of bishop e6, always in the air.
Always there. Rook e1 here. h4 can come in. It seems like Humpy might beat Maria.
If Maria loses this game, that is going to be huge for our standings. I mean,
Absolutely.
everything gets just it becomes a chaos again.
I agree. But Maria is one who just keeps fighting. She has been in several lost positions,
Oh.
but come out of it.
Look at this, Sagar. White is threatening queen e4, queen h7. If Black is not careful, you'll get checkmated.
I know, Tanya, but just bishop g7 and popping your rook out to e8 might solve that problem. Can we also look at what Vaishali is up to, Tanya?
Let's take a quick look before we come back into that. And Bhakti going for the kill here.
h4, h5. She's just opening up the h file, but Vaishali has space in the center.
She has space in the center, but it just looks like White has grabbed the initiative. Bishop e2, I do like White's position more here. Just once the king side opens up, it's going to be trouble. Also, f3 break is always in the air, breaking your center. Sagar, let's go back to Humpy versus Maria because this is such a critical moment in
Oh,
the
she
game.
goes queen h5. Tanya, I can't believe she gave up her very important bishop, dark squared bishop. She gave it up on d4, bd7, but now Humpy is saying your king is just too exposed.
And Humpy goes queen g6. She's going to pick up bishop e5 coming. This is game over.
Yeah.
This is just checkmate. You lose the house after this.
She resigns and
That is
Humpy
it.
has
Oh my
won it.
God.
Huge victory for Humpy there, India #1, beating the tournament leader. And this means Vaishali now has a chance to catch up with Maria.
And what a crushing win by Humpy in this one. In just a little over 20 moves, setting up this attack. Shocking play by Maria there, giving up the bishop and allowing the queen to enter. Now it's all eyes on Vaishali, who, if she wins this game, she catches up with Maria, but it's not
Look
going
at
to
this,
be easy.
Tanya. In our crowd, we can see someone watching our broadcast.
Wow. If you can see us, this one's for you.
He can see himself inside the iPad now. How cool is
That's
that?
very like a broadcastception
Inception.
going on. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the game of Bhakti and Vaishali. So Vaishali now pushing her pawns. She is at 105 heart rate and Bhakti at 87.
Well, Black has played the move before, but White can just stop this pawn roll with knight a4. I'm
No,
surprised.
she goes
I
knight d1.
don't like knight d1 because this just allows Black's
Yeah,
pawns to march
absolutely.
forward. c5, loving it. Bishop g3 attacks the queen, slowing Black's pawn storm just a little bit. You can fall back with the queen. She does it to e7. And now White needs to get their own queen to h2 at some point.
I like Bhakti's move here, bishop e5 to kick off this bishop on g7. But Tanya, Vaishali is very alert for all the tactical possibilities here. Look, she's
Oh.
taken on d4 now.
And just a pawn up, and Bhakti resigns.
No,
Bhakti resigns.
what?
Bhakti resigns.
No, she lost on time, Tanya. Because she played her move knight f2 and she ran out of time.
But also the position is just horrible now,
Yeah,
losing
she's
the
losing
d4
her
pawn.
bishop.
It
Yeah.
looks like it was a flagging that happened, and with that, Vaishali joins Maria in the lead.
Oh, huge.
Whoa!
The tournament has opened up like anything. Should we go and check game of Harika? Because she's on number 3 spot right now. And she has a pawn up position against Anna Ushnina, who is at 160 heartbeats per minute. And Harika at a solid 101.
Harika keeping it cool and calm, a pawn up in the position. It's just about whether White can convert this or not.
You
You're
think,
playing
Tanya,
for two
that
results.
it can happen?
I think in Blitz, it's harder to defend this.
Yes,
and that's
I
the
agree.
whole point.
I agree because the king will now start rolling. You see, she's brought a king f4. The king can go to the other side and pick up this pawn.
And look at this, she wins the a4 pawn. By force, she wins the a4
Oh.
pawn immediately. Now she's not
Now
just
Harika
one
is
pawn
going
up, she's 2 pawns up. Slowly, she will combine her passer on the king's side, will the passer on the queen's side. The king will support the movement, and this is just a matter of time now.
I agree. And one more spectator watching our broadcast, Tanya. It's a wonderful way to follow the action there, guys. But please keep your phone on silent so that you don't disturb the players. Come in here, feel the atmosphere, feel the energy, and get the best of both the worlds. Rook h3, hitting the h4 pawn, and Harika says, I don't care about the pawn, I have my a pawn.
I have my a pawn. You will take some time now to come back. And meanwhile, White's king will also step in. She will not play a7. Now she will bring the king to a7. You need that square for the king, Sagar. If you can just have that mark, that spot, that White needs to keep the pawn on a6 so that
Yes.
the king can actually come and support and hide on a7. Eventually be
Big
be the
support.
assistance.
Yeah.
The assistance the a pawn needs to queen.
Right, and now you can see that she's taken on
A7,
f4 now, a7, a8.
and that's it.
That's
Game
over.
over.
That's
Game over.
over, guys.
And Ushnina takes it, but White's king is too close to Black's pawns. There will be no compensation.
No way.
She will come back with the king, and Anna Ushnina resigns. Harika wins a huge point.
Has Harika won all her games today?
So far,
I think she just drew with Vaishali game number 1, but has won the remaining 2. So she scored 2.5 out of 3. Also, Humpy has scored 2.5 out of 3. And Vaishali has scored 2.5 out of 3. So it's like these 3 Indian girls really coming all in today.
and Humpy scoring a big win against Maria. I
Yeah.
mean, that one really counts. But Maria had such a vast lead that now she is still, after that loss, on joint position along with Vaishali. Harika and Humpy, regardless of the performance they've had, they still have a little catching up to do, but they are on their path.
And also Anna Muzychuk beating Savita Shri. Meanwhile, Nana Zagnidze scoring some wins today, 2 out of 3 for her. That's actually almost the point she scored yesterday in all her games. So she's playing really well. And we have one message by someone who said, I'm on my way to the venue. Is anyone? Vinayak Ray. Everyone's here waiting for you. Come on. That's what we want. People on their way to the venue. And also, Tanya, let's quickly then have a look at the standings while they are getting ready. Also, the pairings of the next round. because now it's heating up this entire tournament. We have firstly Maria and Vaishali on same score, and then Harika and Humpy slowly entering at the top along with Anna Muzychuk. Everyone's just wanting to reach the top here. Let's have a look at the next round pairings.
And here we have it going ahead for round 13, a huge matchup, chat. You must be wishing that you're here at the National Library. I mean, imagine watching this live. India number 2 takes on India number 1 in a race to the top. Harika versus Humpy, a huge, huge matchup. Not just that, we've got tournament leader Maria Muzychuk playing Savita Sri. We know one thing about Savita Sri, you cannot underestimate her. You know, when she strikes hard. She's aggressive, she's not intimidated, she's a fearless player. Anything can happen, but Maria is a favorite and Maria will be looking to win with the black pieces. And a big one for Vaishali. She plays Maria's sister. It's Vaishali versus Anna Muzychuk. And Sagar, once again, a tough match for Vaishali.
Right. And Tanya, can we have a look at the standings?
And standings going into the next round, we've got Vaishali and Maria at the top of the leaderboard, 2 points ahead of Harika Dronavali with 7.5, Humpy with 7, Anna Muzychuk at 6.5. Sagar, if you look at the standings, it feels like, you know, everyone has a point difference, a half a point difference. It's not a very closed group, which actually means that the players have to score hard to catch up.
Right.
So it's interesting that Humpy and Harika, who are at 7.5 and 7, are paired against each other.
So I think one of them who wins this will have a realistic chance of
podium finish.
Reaching the top. Not podium. I think everyone's looking for the top spot yet, Tanya, because there's still 6 rounds to play.
Absolutely. I think it's all about trying to... I don't think anyone's actually thinking about the championship right now. Right now, it's all about trying to play your best, win as many points, and in the last couple of rounds, you start thinking about where you are on the leaderboard. Sagar, with 6 more games remaining, it's still a big tournament ahead.
Right. I agree, Tanya, very much so. I personally think that 5 players are right now still fighting for the title. That is Maria, Vaishali, Harika, Humpy, and Anna Muzychuk. And I think from them, we already have Harika and Humpy facing off each other, and Vaishali and Anna facing off each other in this round. So it's a big round that we are going to witness. And let's have a look at what's happening at the venue.
And at the venue, the arbiters are setting up for the next round. We will have the players soon. And we can see Gopa there walking around.
Gopa Kumar, one of India's most well-known arbiters. And joining us at the right time is our ambassador of the Tata Steel Chess India tournament, the 5-time world champion, and the one that everyone's been waiting for us to join in the commentary.
We've got with
You have
us.
to wait for it. Vishi Anand here.
Welcome, Anand.
Hi everyone. Hi.
Anand, we've had such a great day with so many decisive games that now we've got 2 leaders, Vaishali and Maria at the top.
Wow, okay. So Maria scored 1.5 and Vaishali 2.5 so far.
Yes, and Humpy beat Maria in the previous round.
Okay.
Vaishali's been winning her games.
Uh-huh.
So they've caught up. Meanwhile, Harika and Humpy also on 3rd and 4th, and they're playing each other.
Right.
So all Indian women players doing really well. They have all scored 2.5 out of 3 today. Humpy, Harika, and Vaishali. That's the view outside. Just fixing the... Vishi, what is your feeling right now? Because Vaishali and Maria have caught up to each other.
Nice, but I mean, this will keep changing over the next few rounds constantly. So let's see what happens. Of course, substantial gap between them and Harika, 2 points
Yes,
already. So
yes.
that is significant, yeah.
Do you think the players are just taking it one game at a time right now and not thinking about the podium?
I should think they are not thinking about the podium. That's maybe around. Of course, Maria and Vaishali already think that I think they would be disappointed if they weren't on the podium.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, I mean, if I've been in the lead for 5, 6 rounds, I kind of think the tournament belongs to me. And after that, it feels like something has been snatched away. Equally at the other. Makes no sense to think in very abstract terms is fine, but if you start thinking of how many points you have to score and so on, then you're going to lose it. So as a vague goal, it's fine, but nothing else.
Yeah, so for Vaishali and Maria, with their performance so far, they might still have it in their mind, but for the others, it will be one game at a time. We see Maria has taken her place. It's Savita against
Right,
Maria.
Maria against Savita.
Harika playing Humpy. How has it been for you, Anand, when you're facing somebody who you've known for a very long time? Is it comfortable to play against somebody who, let's say, you're good friends with off the board?
Good friends, then you just put that aside. That's fine. People you dislike, you kind of want to do a better job than usual because you think of all the people, this is the one I don't want to lose to. And the people you've known all your life, you stop thinking anymore. It's almost you play by habit. So you don't even think anymore because you think you know them well. You think you can guess what they're going to play, and even if they surprise you somewhere, you feel stylistically, you know what to expect. And whereas with players who either unknown to you or whose style is very hard for you to nail, it's always because you have trouble guessing. And I think that's what.
Right, well, we can see our players are ready to go. We are going to keep, I think our key game is going to be Vaishali against Anna and Maria against Savita. We will keep an eye out on the other boards as well, but it's all about these two boards. And of course, Humpy versus Harika as well, Sagar.
Absolutely. And the players are getting ready right now. Just trying to make sure everything is in order.
It's quite interesting where we had Anna play against Maria, and Maria is leading the table. Anna, at least so far, is a little bit behind on the leaderboard. We've seen them not play on and agree for a draw, and even in this tournament circumstances, it's almost like on principle, they don't want to fight each other.
I think they have not played each other for so long that they can't switch. And they just can't switch. I don't know what happens though if they play a tiebreak against each other. They have, right?
Oh, my.
They must have. If they play a tiebreak, knockout followed by a tiebreak, and you almost have the feeling, or even Yan, I think, was not playing against Timur in some tour event, and they just didn't bother playing. But the idea was, okay, we'll draw the rapids and we'll go straight because I can't be bothered to play against you, and that was the kind of mental makeup. So.
And we've got lift off. We will just have that on the board, but for now, we can have a look here. This is the Vaishali board.
Yeah. So long back, I thought this was an error because I could play DC4, and if knight e5, I have knight g4, and kind of finished there. Knight c3 castles, e4, b5 was, I think, just better for black. Long back. Then recently, you could see that Magnus showed that queen e2 and rook d1 actually pretty decent compensation for white. And now this move has suddenly cropped up, and a5, and so again cutting edge stuff here. But I don't understand knight a3, but maybe it's just what you do.
It's really amazing to watch how up to date Vaishali is often with what is trending and tries out these ideas constantly on the board. This time she's chosen to not go for the London, and we have she decides to trade on d5. Both knights on a6 and a3. A little strange to look at the position.
Yes, but this is modern chess that somehow new ideas come up. And the problem is again, people play the new ideas not only because they're fashionable, but because people are stuck elsewhere and then a new direction opens up which gives some scope for creativity and then they're able to do something.
All right, we will also just get a quick update on the Maria board against Savita. Wow, there have been a lot of trades. And chat, we are just fixing a little bit on the technical end here. Just give us a moment. But for now, Anand, maybe you can just tell us what you think about the opening outcome. Maria versus Savita. If we can have them on the screen, producer G.
If anything, it's microscopic. I mean, knight c3, maybe I can castle, allow isolated pawn on d5, or bishop b7 you probably don't want to do because queen a4 check and then the king will have to go to f8. So even that's not catastrophic because the knight on d5 can hide a lot of sins. But this looks like a bit of a giveaway, bishop b5 check. Because after that, there is no scope for white to do anything. After this, I think white should be happy with equality.
But Savita is never happy with equality. She wants to play some chaotic chess and always try to create her chances.
I don't like where this is going because after knight c3, b3, queen c6, or even queen d1 and rook c8, it's very far from an advantage for black. But the contours of what is this bc3? Because now there's just a weak pawn and you're going to defend it. And I don't know what she's doing.
But what was the alternative?
Just take and don't play queen d7.
Okay.
So bc3 and you allow queen c6. But exchanging queens, yeah, so she has gone rook at c8 and now she can collect the pawn.
So black has a slight nagging edge here.
Black has a pawn. It's just...
You're not going to be...
But there's
Okay, the
b4.
bishop d4 thing, yes. But I could even play e5 here. And the king could maybe slide to e6. It's just that bit unpleasant. Also, bishop f6.
So we've got this and a bishop f6 here.
Yeah. Well, then rook a b1, I guess. And it's okay, but
This will be a long-term weakness.
Yeah.
And I think Maria will keep pressing, right?
okay.
What about Vaishali Anna? Did we see that already?
We did,
It
but
was just an
let's
interesting opening and we didn't know where it was going.
maybe we can just go back to it because there have been a few developments. And wow, black's knight from a6 has reached c6.
Yes. Which you could have done in the first place. But anyway.
Okay, this is interesting. And
Harika
I think
versus
Harika
Humpy. Should we
Humpy.
get an update
Yeah,
on
let's
that?
go to Harika Humpy. Knight on h5. Are they repeating? I think they repeated. Oh, they drew. They
Oh
drew.
wow, so this
Nah,
one has
so this
ended
one-
already in a draw.
This
All
was
right.
the repetition. Knight came here, bishop came here, and they have drawn. Wow. So that means that's actually not a good thing for both. Perhaps, I mean, someone wanted to win and try for the first place, but okay, a draw is a
But
draw.
there are lots of rounds left. So,
5 more, yes.
Sagar, let's go back to the Vaishali Anna board and Anand, please break
Bishop
this down for us.
e4.
It's, I mean, white will play knight e5 and then try to get some decision whether you're going to have a pawn on c6 or keep this pawn on b7 and try to squeeze something out. h3, bishop e4, bishop f4, quite strange. Queen b6. And, no, I'm unable to evaluate the position in any meaningful way.
Is there a threat to take on f3 and take on d4 now?
Even in the worst case scenario, I could probably take on b7 then, besides some rook d1 recovering the pawn. So for the moment, it's messy.
She
Okay, she's just
comes
come back to e3.
So
If she
I
goes back to d8, then we have the final draw of the round. So, but in fact, the computer says if you go, the previous move, knight e5 was quite reasonable instead of bishop f4.
after queen
So,
b6.
yeah. But this is again new territory, so people are finding their way around. No, instead of bishop f4. Instead of move, yeah, there.
Here.
Wanted to go knight e5.
Wow, and Anna has about 50 seconds while Vaishali is down to 18 seconds on the
Vaishali is
clock.
coming under a lot of time pressure. Like she's always down to 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
But then she's playing so
She's
well.
playing well.
It's like Nihal. It's too much time if it's over 20 seconds.
Ooh, 94, and that seems like some blunder has happened. Ooh,
What is the problem after 94?
Wait, let's try to solve this. What is the
has happened?
Knight into f7?
Yeah,
No.
king f7, 96.
Oh, that's it. Right.
What a nice spot there. Check, and you lose the queen.
Okay, so that was
She misses that one.
miracle. And this is the thing, if you make automatic moves, and still knight f7 works.
Oh wow, they're both missing it
Oh,
constantly.
now can she find
Can
it?
she
But
find
has-
knight f7?
Oh no, she
No,
misses
she
it for
plays
the second
F3.
time. But this is mutual blindness, and now it doesn't
Now
work.
it doesn't work because the knight
Yeah,
will
because
take
the
it.
knight will capture.
Oh wow, that was for 2 moves, both players missing
Yeah,
this tactic.
yeah. Rook c2 on the board, and I think suddenly Vaishali's position looking very, very soft there.
Yeah, the computer says black is just clearly better. What is the line? Knight takes b5. And if I recapture, then it has this a4 shot.
Ooh, even knight b4.
Knight b4, but this is already less bad.
Yeah.
No, that was quite poor play by Vaishali.
And actually, Anna making sure that Maria, gets into the lead.
Yeah, no, it's just a total breakdown.
This is bad. Rook e1
And now
play.
queen c4, queen c, everything. Yes, just resigns. Okay.
Alright, can we just go to the Maria board really quickly? And here it looks like Black just has an extra
Yeah,
pawn.
she's going to
Yeah,
convert
and
this
so
endgame.
this is bad. It's Black's king still doesn't get through. Well, where will it go? You'll go up to b5. You'll go to a4. Oh, this way. I think. Of course, after bishop a3, now it can be maneuvered out. But yeah, okay, she's not even trying. Because after king b2, the pawn is getting through. But instead of
She'll go
this is
a4
hopeless
now,
because a4 and then king
and
b2, so it's just
yeah, now you
resigns,
just win the
King
a2
b-
pawn.
Yeah,
Wow, so that means Maria, if she wins,
she's a point ahead now.
she's a point ahead again.
It's like, Maria making her way to the top, and Anna, her sister, stopping the other leaders. That's what happened in this round. I think this is gone. Should we quickly check if Vaishali or this? Let's stay here till the finish.
Let's stay here because I do have my eye out on Vaishali. Not much has changed. Anna,
But bishop c5, and now she loses the a3 pawn.
bishop g2.
King d5 and just
Yeah,
Yeah, might as well put herself out of this misery.
bishop c1, a3. Yeah.
And queen e1 check and b1, and that's it. So
that's resigns. And
in
let's
fact,
go
e5 and
to
h6 was a quick mate, but anyway,
Oh,
b1.
cute.
b1 is hardly a bad move. So.
two queens.
You want to show that, Sagar?
Which one?
e5 check.
Black to play and mate into.
The other one, Vaishali.
Vaishali one. Okay.
e5 check instead of b1. Play e5 check, king g5, then take your pick, h6 or h6.
Beautiful checkmate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, okay, we still have games on. So let's take a look at Anna, Ushnina, Nana. It's a big game for Anna because she's somewhere in the middle of the leaderboard.
Wow. What
But
is this?
where-
Rook c8 back. Check. I mean, what?
So you can
She
take.
resigned? But why?
No, it can't be a resignation.
No, maybe
unless you lost
flagged.
on time.
Yeah.
Oh, she lost on time.
I mean, it's a totally unnecessary check. You can play rook b1 and rook c6. It's a totally superfluous check.
No, but to win
But
on
it seems to
time.
be maybe to win on time. That's the only way.
Wow.
I would like this result confirmed though.
Yeah, very.
Why
strange.
would?
I mean, online, this check would make a lot of sense to flag someone.
Only if they're pre-moving. So that if that rook has already reached b1 and this one goes there, then you're messed up. But even if you only touch the rook, I can move to. Actually, rook c8 is a terrible move because rook c8, rook b1, rook a8
Oh, okay.
is, and then a5, a4 is just trouble for nothing. So it made no sense whatsoever to do if I rook e6, a4, rook a6, king g7. I know I can collect 2 pawns and come back, but rook c8 made no sense at all. I could go rook b1, rook b1, rook c6, and then it's just a draw. And
Yeah,
clear.
so strange.
Correct.
But what
We had
happened
4
here?
decisive games.
White
I thought.
won apparently, so we'll get a confirmation. It looks like Anna won after
Yeah,
rook
she
c8.
won on time perhaps. And
So what are the new scores?
we have Vaishali losing to Anna, Olivia Kiolbasa beating Bhakti, Anna Ushnina beating Nana Zagnidze, and Harika and Humpy drawing their games. So we have the standings here. It's getting
Okay.
ready.
Yeah, they haven't been updated, but Maria now takes a 1-point lead again.
Hmm.
And the gap between the second and the third continues.
Yes. Yes, and I think somehow Vaishali must be, quite upset at missing that opportunity. Knight takes f7.
I have the feeling she was no longer looking at the board. She was just making moves because there's so many moves which I've done this as well on occasions where you get into this blitz mode and you cease to think. Um, maybe the problem is blitz doesn't encourage you to think. So it's easy to say knight f7, but why f3? They're just f3 is kind of inexplicable. It
But what else?
maybe she wanted to go bishop f2, but
And you say that because black anyways wants to go knight d6?
admittedly, knowing knight f7 was in the air, you kind of get you wonder what they're thinking. But I think they're just on autopilot sometimes. There are many moves after this. Look here, rook c2. You should at least see that knight b5 is coming up. Maybe rook c3 is better, because then the queen is protected already.
Right.
Here you could pause and think, is my position collapsing? Is it not? And then you might find rook dc1. Yeah, just some very strange decisions.
And when players go into this, well, sort of a seemingly a kind of a funk to pause and take things into account, in your experience, can something be done to switch that?
You have to make a mental note and force yourself to do it. You have to remind yourself your brain has to tell your hand to stop. So the new hand and brain thing, where your brain has to tell your hand, I'm the boss, come back. And you leave it at that, because sometimes you're just caught in this thing, and blitz kind of gets you in super fast mode. And then you're playing some half bullet rather than even thing. You're just making moves. I mean, many of Vaishali's moves were fast and quite bad. So, but it's nerves, and she's still 2.5 for the day. So, it's not a thing, but I have the feeling she just lost control there. Maybe the feeling of being in the lead, something. But
Yeah, let's have a look at the standings here.
and Savita as well. I mean, why bishop b5 check? And after bishop b5 check, just pause for a second. Do I need to play knight c3? Can I go knight d2 c4 and b3 maybe? Can I go bishop d2 and knight c3?
Yeah.
Can I go queen f3? Just no thoughts. Just knight c3, take on d7, bc3, and you're just worse right away. So, a couple of things there. I think it's nerves.
And they're, your mentees, your students, is this something that you will address with them because in their path to improvement?
I will mention it. It's the easiest thing to give advice, and the thing is at the board you're losing. But perhaps if I show them me doing exactly the same thing, they'll remember it better.
Yeah.
Because in many of these Grand Chess Tour events and all, I remember some Blitz tournaments where I'm not in a good mood, or the rapid was spoiled and my chances are low, and then it's a race to the bottom. Or not even a race to the bottom. You're dominating it. It's there are days you play lousy chess, and this round I think Vaishali really her level dropped. If she can pull herself together next time, that's fine. But,
Sagar, when we were at the Olympiad camp, and there's this really nice way of, addressing these issues. I remember we were talking about what challenges we faced during the games. And instead of sort of looking at it from those games, it would be sort of him showing his own games where he faced those challenges. And that just makes us feel so much better. Like you're not alone. And it's very impactful.
I think that's the way you like to teach, right? Because that's what you did with Gukesh as well. When he had lost to Nodirbek at the Olympiad, you brought your games where you sort of overstretched and lost that. So is that the way you like to teach?
A little bit. I like to show them when it goes horribly wrong, and invariably when you do it right, it's a conscious effort. It's either a conscious effort because your results have been bad for a while and this time you've concentrated. That's often the factor. Many of my big recoveries have been when the pain is fresh and so you're extra concentrated. That's the most natural one. The other thing is when you make a note of it somewhere, and in the morning you remind yourself, don't do this. And every once in a while, your hand is about to take over from your brain, and then you remember and you think, okay, one sec, let me take a look, and you see that what you're about to do is a blunder. It's the most satisfying feeling in the world, because you actually made a conscious effort to stop it, and it stops. I wish I could do it more often because everyone gets caught up in this. So it's a very natural thing. I think even the best players get caught up in this. I mean, even Magnus in Blitz drops pieces and leaves things hanging and so on. It's just he does it less and others do it more. And maybe the other thing is his natural level is high enough that the bad moments are fewer by themselves and the good moments are better. But the best blitz players do it automatically.
Does it happen to you that once you fix an issue and you've made a conscious effort and you fixed it and you are improving, then after a while you again drop back, or that problem is fixed now forever?
No, it keeps on recurring because it's your nature to just move on, and it's your nature to do certain things, and it's probably how you'll buy a plane ticket. It's probably how you'll do it. It's very
Yes.
connected, I think.
Yes.
So, in a way, that's what we say, no? That chess is supposed to teach you to consciously improve your decision making and think. This is what it is. I think you stop yourself from your bullet action and you consciously think about something and make a better call.
Tanya, this is not just chess advice, this is life advice. I think for people who are facing any such like anger issues or anything on that front, this is the way you sort of make a conscious effort and you
I like
solve it.
how
It's
Anand
amazing.
said you have to remind yourself your brain is the boss and stop going with the momentum of things. Okay, let's take a look at the standings really quickly, Sagar. Big round coming up because you're going to love the matchups that we've got for the next round. Currently, Maria with a 1-point lead once again going into round 14. 5 games left at 10.5. Vaishali a point behind with 9.5. Harika at 8. Humpy and Anna Muzychuk at 7.5. And Sagar, let's take a look at the pairings for round 14. A big matchup as Maria Muzychuk plays against Vaishali.
Oh, wow. This is, I think, going to determine the tournament. I mean, too early to say champion, but very likely.
I think you're right. I mean, if it goes Maria's way,
Yeah.
she gets
2
a
points
huge
lead.
lead. If Vaishali is able to score big in this one, then the field is
Equal.
wide open once
Yeah.
again.
Equal at the top.
Anand, what are your thoughts on this?
Pretty much, I think it's significant for because they are close to each other, but the points don't reflect that. You get a point no matter whom you beat, and so on. But of course, this will feel special psychologically.
So a big game there, and we've got Harika facing Nana. Humpy will play against Savita Sri. So even for Humpy and Harika, who are just a 1.5 behind Vaishali, important games here. But of course, it's going to be all eyes on the Maria Vaishali matchup.
Right. This is going to be very, very important. And the players have taken their seats. I think we are about to begin. And let's get it cracking. It's the 14th round of the tournament. We have
Is it lift off? Not yet.
Maria versus...
We will see the handshakes, and we see, is that that's Olivia completely focused there? And right in front, center stage is Maria Vaishali.
Oh, nice.
It's quite
This
a
is-
treat for the audience.
Yeah, it's such an important encounter here. And there you see Savita really focusing hard before the game. And Maria and Vaishali getting ready for the big one. Maria has the white pieces.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I believe their game ended in a draw, if I'm not mistaken. They drew their game. So, let's see. And they are off. Let's see. E4. 128 for Vaishali, the heart rate. And we have the classical opening E4, E5. Is it going to be the Italian or the
It
rule
is
of
the Italian.
Knight of 6. D3. Bishop C5. All standard. Short castles. A6 on the board. And C3 played. And now there are a few options here. Either wish you to go early bishop g5 ideas, or just
What did she play? She
she
went
played
A4.
a4.
It can be combined with bishop g5, but I think we're giving one more chance to black to play castles. But black could also, I can play h6, cutting it out altogether. Or bishop a7 when you get these. I think that was what Arjun did against Shakriyar, for instance, in the rapids.
Right.
But this one eliminates bishop g5, so white can. Typically, the question is, white will end up playing h3 at some point. But if you play it early here, there are two problems. One is that you've played it. And the second is that black can play g5.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
If black has not castled, white shouldn't go h3, right?
so why she's playing rook e1 still.
Hmm.
And if black, let's say bishop a7, you can go to knight bd2, castles, knight f1, and try to save on h3, because then your whole b4 bishop e3 idea comes one move faster. So that's the thing to remember. Bishop a7. So still h3 will be met by g5. So she's waiting. But now Maria can go knight bd2, because the knight g4 line doesn't work as well with the pawn on h6, because the knight should be able to retreat there.
286 and then
Yeah, so
F5.
that knight g4 stuff doesn't work, or it's not. You cannot combine it with f5 and stuff. But we'll see. And besides, g5 actually exists here.
Oh, directly, yes.
Yes, but I think g5. The question is, are you going to dare and play b4 or knight f1? Because if you go b4, then the line is g4, knight h4, and all this kind.
I think it happened some game recently. Okay.
So it's just about who is going to blink first with h3 or with short castle, and both of them holding on to this option.
Yes. The thing is, after castles, if I want, I can play h3 anyway, because g5 is no longer effective. So at least we have closed that one down. But there are no more useful moves for black left. So you cannot play bishop d7, queen d7. Now then nothing has happened. So now knight f1 is a valid option, because you may not need h3, and you can always toss it in later if you run out of moves. So, and you transpose back to these.
But instead of castle, is bishop e6 possible for black? Like, just to keep...
Bishop e6 is one of the main lines, but usually they do it after castling. I don't know what happens if you go before castling. Maybe the problem is if before castling, then I can go with b4, b5 and all faster. Though I don't have really an explanation as to why I can't take on e6 and then castle as well. So it might just come to the same thing.
She's gone
She
for
goes
idea.
knight f1. She's actually leaving out h3.
Another thing is, here the knight commits to f1. But if you had played bishop e6 takes 6, I might have the option to go to b3 or c4. So I could play b4, knight b3 defending a1, or I could go knight c4 and aim for b6. So
nice.
Some details. The subtleties are too much for anyone. I mean, it's just very. I know them, but I cannot instantly tell you which one you're choosing and so on. It's the Italian is. I mean, computers have taken it so far.
Too many move orders there.
Well, she indeed, Sagar, she is going for bishop e6. Oh, that is unusual. And that is an opportunity. Apparently, knight takes e4 works. a5, I think, is not a good move. First of all, because it missed a golden opportunity. Knight takes e4.
Yeah.
Because whatever you capture with on e4, I'll play d5.
Ah.
So knight e4 was a big missed chance.
Wow, let's take a look at that. So knight e4 here.
I think this is one of those things where if you've seen it before, you'll do it. But in Blitz, you're unlikely to ever stop, notice it, calculate it, and find it.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the idea before, you would just take it.
And bishop e6, you go knight g3.
I mean, knight f2.
Oh, knight f2, sorry, yeah.
So.
Wow, this actually knight e4 and knight e5 tricks are being missed a lot.
Yes.
In this play.
So that was something a5. So she's gone bishop d5. Okay, the idea is if knight e7, I go d4. Yeah, so d4, c6, bishop d3, knight g6. But this is kind of okay for white as well. See, now if you go bishop d3, then bishop g4 finally happens. And because knight h4 can support the pin as well. So you have to play h3.
Yeah.
And now the question is what black should do. Anyway, yeah, one thing is what she's doing. Bishop d3, then I can go bishop b8 and try to go for d5. Or queen c7, rook f8, rook a d8, and try to play d5.
So d5 is the main aim in this
Yes,
position
and
for
now the
black.
thing, what white wants to do is bishop e3, queen d2, and bishop takes h6.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is, always if black is unable to play d5 in a comfortable way, then black has lost the opening battle. And a lot of resources have gone out. For instance, e takes d4, c takes d4, d5, e5, knight h5, very common idea. Too late. Knight is already on g3. Normally that also works well better with pawn on h7. And it works better with rook on f8 because when you play f6. So that plan is no longer viable. Vaishali has gone knight h7.
Is that a plan?
She was on knight g5?
Yeah. Oh, she
knight
wanted to do
h4.
this one. Actually, maybe it's not that bad, but now the question is, can white get in f4 somehow, and how long it'll take to do that? Maybe queen d2. I don't know if queen c2 was necessary. What was the point of queen c2? I think she just wanted the space, but why not queen d2?
Maybe knight h4 anyway would have
Yeah.
followed.
Correct.
So knight h7, queen c2, knight h4, trades, and wait, d5 happened? What is d5?
Yeah, knight h4, gh4.
Oh, you can't take because h7 is
Yes.
hanging, so you have to fall back.
And bishop a7, rook a7.
And we've got some more moves, Sagar, so let's get up to
Queen-
date.
e2, knight g5, queen e3.
c5.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, c5. For a
And-
moment, I thought, wait, what about the en passant? Then I realized the pawn moved from
Yeah.
c6. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but here's again some details. You could play queen d8 here and play knight f8, g6, f4.
Yes.
But instead she went to g5 because maybe she wants to have bishop takes h3, knight h3 to check knight f4. But white has played queen e3, c5, and now bishop b5, eliminating that option is going to be a good move.
Wow,
So,
but
I
she
don't know
needs
if
to
she'll
find
play it.
this. And also the f5 square, knight will jump to f5 once
Yes,
you...
bishop b5 is huge
Bishop
actually.
b5 is
Oh,
a great
will
positional move.
Maria find this? And she's down to 50 seconds. Vaishali at 8.
Oh, she played something. She did find
Oh,
it.
she found nice positional move there. And the
Great
knight can jump to
play by
f5,
Maria.
queen h5. Only move for black.
Yeah. And now Vaishali is being comprehensively outplayed.
Yeah, a lot of tricks. Knight h6 was in the air.
Yeah.
She'll go
Okay,
rook
now
g1.
she's trying for now at least the knight e3 c4 plans are gone. So that had one positive thing, but on the other hand, now rook h1 and g5 is going to destroy
Yeah.
things over here.
It looks like white will have a free hand on the king side, take her time, and then go g5.
Nonetheless, it's not that bad actually. Vaishali is in time with maybe knight g6. I think Maria has to play knight g3 now because otherwise the knight will come to f4. So she did that. Now black has been forced to block her own path to f4.
Very
And,
positional game. And do you want to go
yes.
f4 ever in these positions or not a good idea?
No, that is, well, it's the only plan forward. But now, oh, don't come king f87.
Knight
yeah.
b5, knight
No,
b5.
but she's lost the exchange, but it doesn't matter. You know what? I'm happy she lost the exchange.
Knight a7? Why was knight
Knight a7 was there, but I'm happy she didn't do it.
Because
I'm sorry, I'm the other way. I'm happy she allowed it. Because if you did that,
Yeah.
I'll go rook c7, knight c6, rook c6, d6, knight f8. I'll play knight e6. I'll play rook c8, c6.
Oh, wow. And maybe
And-
black is...
And I'll recline on my chair. I mean, that is so nice for me.
Oh, you're
In
so
fact, this
happy.
plan,
f4, no? In there.
f4, I still don't see how white will have to bring the knight back to d3 and then play f4 and try to do something on e5 and double on the f5. So, I mean, this will be too much to execute. In fact, they have stopped.
Oh, they drew.
They
Oh,
drew.
wow.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's unlikely someone resigned. So, I'm going to
No.
go with
Yeah,
a draw.
draw.
Draw. Okay.
Draw.
So,
just
but in
to
theory, the knight
explain
back to d3 would be very
what
nice.
you were saying to the viewers, that here, if it seemed like Maria could win an exchange
See,
here.
it's not even in the top view of the computer. Yeah, so rook c7, knight c6, takes, knight f8. Now you have to play, I'm going to go knight e6, rook c8 takes c6. You will not be able to play f4. Yeah, no interest there.
You won't even go to d4. You just
Correct.
keep the knight here.
So in
got
fact, the computer already wants to go f4, ef4, and then play rook d1, d5, rook d1, and you still have an e5 break. So it's not that simple as I thought, but the idea was very cool.
Wow,
Very
yeah, very
good.
cool
This
idea to
got
give
it.
up the exchange. But it ends in a draw. We've got one more game remaining.
Blunder it with elegance, I think, is what you're looking for. So,
Blunder with elegance. Love it.
because I don't think it was intentional. She just went king e7 to protect the thing.
But if this would have happened, she would have found it this night because it's kind of forced
sure.
to go for
Oh,
this.
but huge result is Savita beating Humpy.
Oh, wow. We should take a look at that game.
Yeah, we got lost in this one, but anyway.
And Savita playing her very sort of
Yeah.
broken King's Indian
I mean, even Prague did it yesterday. Otherwise said,
against Gukesh. Yes.
right. Essentially, this is the equivalent of the hedgehog or whatever you're saying. I'm just going to sit. Black can do nothing active, but you're saying I'm going to sit, and when the position opens up, I hope to be on the right side of that.
Wow. That's what seems to have happened. Yeah, black is well.
Yeah,
now
knight
well
d6
poised.
doesn't work because of takes on d6, takes on g2, queen c6 fork.
Nice.
Oh,
oh,
nice.
It
in
happened.
fact, oh, that's
though.
what happened.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh
okay,
my
okay.
god.
And rookie one, you have to take with the rook as the knight is
And
pinned.
that's
So
it.
you just
She resigned. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
nice.
Any other interesting?
Yeah,
Anna
let's-
against.
Should we take a look at Nana against Harika?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Harika lost.
Nana,
Okay.
Nana won.
Yep.
Wow.
I think Harika is stepping on the accelerator a little bit, trying to play much sharper than she normally plays, because she wants to catch up and
Yeah, the
make a
tournament
burst for the top. But
situation.
this looks like a bad batch.
Yeah, White got everything.
Though there's a theory that there are no bad Dutches, there are just Dutches.
She just lost a piece.
Oh,
there.
and
Oh,
rook
in fact,
f8,
it's just
mate.
mate. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was a position gone horribly wrong. Maria, Vaishali, Bhakti, and
Maybe we can take a look at
Ushnina.
Anna, Olivia, if we've got a moment. Oh,
It was the exchange Rui Lopez. Ooh, White
maybe
getting
clever
the-
choice by Anna, because this is supposed to be nothing. You just play knight e7, b6, bishop c6, rook g8, and then slowly you get your way around. But there are some moves which look okay. f5 is not. Maybe Olivia felt just that tad uncomfortable here because she didn't really manage to. No, actually, she's still doing okay. So, oh, it is unpleasant. What happened here? 93, rook g5.
G2. Black looks fine.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, fair enough. You want
Yeah.
to create the outside pass pawn. Black is doing amazing. I play a5, you'll distract all your pieces trying to. How could Black win this? How could Black lose this? This
yeah,
is not
where is
possible.
the knight?
Oh, the
at?
First
knight
of all,
is
King
getting
f4 is a
back.
draw. King f4 is a draw.
But she wanted to
Oh,
tap
right.
it.
No, but it's now you had this pawn, right? And suddenly. Oh, wait. Now takes, king g5, king b3, king f4, king a3, king f3 was a draw. But this is pushing it. It's still a draw. King g4 must be a draw, but because I'll take that last pawn. But oh, some cute tricks here.
Oh, nice. Knight g7 is pretty.
Knight
Takes
g7,
and h6 is unstoppable.
And she lost on. Oh no, knights. And then what happened after that?
No, I think it's over. She
Oh,
lost on
she
time.
lost on time. Okay.
All right, Sagar, should we take a look at the standings going
Yes.
into round 15?
Because it was a draw, it seems like the things at the top would not have changed in a
Correct. So
drastic
Maria
way.
is 11. Vaishali is 10. Anna has overtaken
Anna
Harika.
is coming up.
But she's won a couple of games. I think last two, right?
Yes.
The trot. So
And she's still a point and a half behind Vaishali, so still quite a bit of gap there. And it's
and
interesting.
Bhakti is still struggling.
Yeah.
3 points. Yeah.
It's kind of, you don't get to see this kind of a leaderboard very often where there's such a big gap between players. You've got, 11, 10, then 8.5, then 8, then 7. It's going to be tough for players to catch up with this.
Yes, I think Tanya, with just 4 rounds left now, it seems like very difficult for Anna also to make a claim for the top spot. 2.5 points is a lot. So
Yeah. So really, the fight for the third place is intense.
Yeah.
But there are only 4 rounds left.
Only 4
And
rounds.
so to make up a 2.5 point deficit is almost things. Realistically, only Vaishali can fight for first.
So Vaishali and Maria are having a little fight of their own, and as you mentioned, from 3rd to 6th, the fight for one spot, one
Yes.
podium spot,
right.
is big. Let's take a look at our pairings going into round 15, and it is the tournament leader Maria playing against Olivia.
Okay.
So big round there, and Vaishali against Savita.
Ah. the
Another
Waka
fun
girls.
matchup. The Waka girls will fight this one out. Your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, good matchup. But I mean, same 10 players. You can pull the pairings any way you want. I think for Savita, this game with Humpy will boost her a little bit,
Hmm.
and Vaishali's had a good day, so that goes.
It's very crucial for Vaishali to keep having that good day because up on the lead there, then we've got Harika playing against Bhakti, Nana against Humpy, and the two Annas facing each other.
Yeah, and the players are now coming into the hall and just settling in. The round will start in couple of minutes. And also, I would like to tell our viewers about the prize fund of this tournament. This tournament has the first place of $7,500. The second place is 4,000. Third is 3,000. Then $2,000 and 1,000. So, and this is the same prize money even in the open section. So, a very, very nice initiative here by the organizers. And now Ushnina waiting, and there we have Humpy.
Anand, do you like to come for the game a little bit before, ahead of time, or just at the start of it? How is it for you?
You get there too early, the photographers might bother you, and so on. On the other hand, you get there too late, you don't have time to compose yourself. I try to. Sometimes you go there and sit 2-3 minutes early, and the hope that it sparks off some concentration. Nothing ever works consistently. I'm sure I've tried every.
But
There's only so many options. Early, late, on time, and you can juggle them all you want. But I've tried everything. Everything has worked and everything has failed. So
It's all about
take
how
your
you play.
pick.
one thing which you haven't done, I think, is when the game starts, you start playing instantly. I don't think you wait like sometimes. Like Magnus many times takes 30 seconds. He's just trying to adjust his pieces. Have you
No,
done
I
that?
haven't. I don't think I've done that.
And then-
My thing is I blunder into the first two moves and then I might think, oh, I wish I'd done something else. But it's too late.
And this time we've got the tournament leader, Maria and Olivia, taking
Yeah.
center stage. Maria with the black pieces.
Let's start with that game and then go to Vaishali Savita.
Yes.
Okay. Olivia with a very solid 72 heart rate. Not at all worried, tense, stressed, it seems. Everyone's waiting for the games to begin. And Olivia actually in this tournament has been better than the rapid tournament. I think she's played quite well. She's beaten a few players. She's also currently on 4 points. So
What, -7?
-7.
Well, it's around 15, isn't it?
It is
Around
15.
14. Yeah. 7. Yeah, so -6.
-6, yeah. It was always before the round, yeah, the standings. Okay. Yeah, we said there were four games left. So.
So not that great an event
Yeah.
for her. And off we go. E4 played,
A
and we
Sicilian?
have a Sicilian with knight c3.
It's gonna be maybe a Sveshnikov. Maybe not even an open Sicilian.
E5
But I think
maybe, yeah?
D4.
Oh, she plays
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Taimanov.
No, she's gone for those 4 knights.
Mm.
So white has the option of taking on c6 and going for e5 or knight db5. Most likely Sveshnikov. Okay, most likely Sveshnikov. She's gone knight db5.
Oh, this Sveshnikov
Yeah.
on the board.
In the house.
Oh, this is a proper transposition now.
Yes.
Takes on f6 with the bishop.
Have you played a lot of Sveshnikov overall? There was a phase like when.
No, I've not played the Sveshnikov much. Obviously, I faced it a reasonable number of times,
Yeah.
and I played it a few times as black.
Knight c2 here. Shall we also have a look at Vaishali Savita, the opening, and what has transpired?
Mhm.
Some kind of an English, yeah, this is in English. A3, G6, B4.
Yeah, this is pretty much what they do.
Hmm.
We just toss the exchange. I mean, toss the pawn, but
So take, knight B4.
then even queen a4 check knight e5
Ah,
is possible, first of all. But they might just be good compensation. So I think you're not supposed to take that pawn. You're supposed to go bishop g7 after takes.
It's on the
Bishop
board.
g7 and so on.
This is
oh,
what
she
we
played
have.
it.
Ah,
Nice.
okay. And in fact, sometimes I remember you can play a6 and knight b5 blockading there.
Ah,
Or if you have time, b5 and bishop b7. So
got it. Okay, very interesting. She
b5
goes-
is not possible now because of knight takes b5. So still we have that gap.
The rook on a1.
Oh, here you
No,
mean?
white can't play b5.
B5 after A6.
No, because knight takes b5.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I
right.
meant.
Got it. This is hanging. So she went rook B1.
Yeah.
with
And
the-
now a6. So, wow, computer says bishop takes c3 because white is just uniquely badly placed now. And queen d1.
Mhm.
And you have to take with the king. And then I get bishop f5 and thing. And these light squares are very soft.
Wow.
So that is an interesting opportunity the computer is pointing out.
But Vaishali goes directly bishop f5. Oh, sorry, Savita. She plays bishop f5. And now Vaishali can't go d3. Her knight would be hanging.
Can't go e4. So where are you going to place your rook?
I think some rook b3 is fine, no?
E4 is possible, perhaps, or no?
Bishop takes c3.
And
At
take
least it's a
this,
pawn.
Take
Ah,
on
you want to take on
b4.
it.
Take here. Looks bad.
Also e4, bishop g4 because I have the d4 square for life now.
Rook b3 played.
Bishop e6.
Yep.
Rook b1
Savita
bishop
playing the
f5.
opening pretty well. Oh. I don't think Vaishali will want to draw it.
Yeah, but you don't want to go rook b2. You don't want to put your rook on a3. b4 is hanging. You have to come back to b1, no?
That's what they have
And
done.
bishop f5, by the way.
They have repeated twice.
Vaishali is going to try to find a way to avoid this, but is there a way?
Maybe some exchange sack. B5, bishop B1, B takes C6.
But then if you're going to do that, it should be on b3 to start with, right?
Hmm.
Here feels weak.
But then bishop E6, B5, bishop B3 you can't take here. You will have to
No,
take.
queen, take with the queen.
Ah,
You want to play b5, but
yeah,
I can go
B5,
b5,
bishop B1,
bishop b1,
B takes
bc6,
C6.
bishop takes c3, some queen b3.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, crazy.
And Vaishali is taking her time. She really wants to find a
Yeah,
way to
she
avoid
wants
it.
to fight.
But it's also so committal to just sacrifice an exchange in this very important game.
But
so
if she doesn't win this, Tanya, then she will really find it tough to catch up with Maria. So it's tournament victory versus practical, pragmatic play. Of course, tournament victory.
what do you think she's going to go for here, Anand?
I don't know. Probably by now it's best to just play rook b3
Rook
and get it over
b3,
with.
yeah. Because
And,
you
and
Oh,
Savita turns it down.
Savita
So.
we never thought.
Whoa.
Oh, of course, Savita would not draw it.
because Vaishali's also taken so much time for this.
And I think Savita feels that she's got Vaishali on the run, so why not push a bit?
And look at Savita's time. Sorry, Vaishali's time 20
Yeah.
seconds.
Actually, this was a chance to play e4 or knight h4 because that bishop has run out of squares. So I could have played, instead of d3, I could play knight h4.
Ah, yes. Oh, very quick.
Just try and capture that and
Hmm. She went
d3. Okay, it keeps the threat of knight h4.
It keeps the
Something-
threat, but she's used so much time with that decision to go rook b3.
Also, you can play, I guess, just knight d4 here.
Wait, knight. Okay, knight b4 is nothing. b7 probably hangs in the end.
Mhm. And now, oh,
a5.
Savita
That's
plays
a
A5.
nice move because you want to get a4 in. You don't like it.
No, ba5,
Knight takes.
rook a3. And you have the pawn island, right?
It's happening as
b7.
we speak, by the way. Rook a3 on the board.
But black can go back to c6. Perfectly okay.
Hmm.
So no big deal, but
Yeah, so this one, knight c6 back,
And
and Vaishali
10
down to
seconds,
9
yeah.
seconds. She's kept her heart rate
Trades.
under control at 118. Savita at 96. Queen a3.
Attacking the c3 knight. You don't want to go queen c2 because of rook
Oh, she goes
c8. She
queen
goes
c1.
queen c1 instead.
There's still
But if I
lot to
take knight d4, there's already no defense to knight b3. So
knight. This
queen
one.
c1, rook c1, knight d4. No defense is quite strong, but
Trade bishop
Rook
d5.
b1, maybe.
yeah, rook b1. Oh, okay, she's on queen b3.
And it looks
Knight
like
h4, okay. I can
What
go
about-
knight bishop g4 here. Bishop g4.
but then
h3, then bishop takes e2, c3. But I can play f3 maybe, yeah.
Takes here. Knight e4.
knight d4 attacking
Yeah,
e2.
well, rook e1, nothing to be done.
Knight
c.
c. But now she can come. Oh
Yeah, but
wow.
now king f1, king f1.
She goes bishop f1 and rook.
Queen b1, no biggie.
Really, it looks like so much pressure. How
I know,
is this
but
no
the
biggie?
things are all spawning all over the place. Oh, why did she take that? She could have gone knight g5 without taking it. And who's this, by the way? Olivia beat Maria.
What?
Oh, there was a rook drop there.
One
There's a rook drop. And queen takes c8. Okay.
Unbelievable. We will come
We
back
will
to
come
this,
back,
Sagar.
yeah.
Let's finish this and we'll take a look. Big blunder in that
But
one.
this one also could go away from Vaishali because this is a passer that's running down the
Yeah,
board.
but I have bishop d5 check and she made it in advance and then
Looks under control for
E3,
Vaishali.
bishop
Very
b3.
relaxed. But now the rook
Knight
c3
a1.
is coming. So I would have preferred bishop c4. Okay, oh, bishop c4. Oh, bishop b3. Now rook b2.
But
Oh,
then
Oh, bishop
rook
c4, bishop c4, bishop c4. No.
But now rook c3.
Yeah, I agree. She should have gone.
But
But
now
now
she
bishop
can do it.
c4. And if
This
b3,
is
rook
it.
b1 wins the whole thing. So we are back. Vaishali is back.
Oh.
So you have to go knight c2 maybe here.
Yeah, and then rook a2.
Knight c2, rook a, king f1.
Wow,
Also
Yeah, but
nice.
again, king
This
e2, d2 is a very strong threat. So now
Now
rook takes
take-
b4.
And you defend c4. She's a pawn up now.
Yeah, it's not much of a pawn, but because
No,
rook,
she have to take with the
pawn and then rook c2 is a draw. So
But she can at least press a bit here.
And she's going to do it.
Yeah.
h6, yeah, h6 escaping. And e5, and there's nothing happening here.
Well, this is still.
But your rook
Yeah,
is
somehow
stuck
your
over
rook is
here.
so
This is the
passive.
problem. And you
No, but you should stop trying to win because already king g4 was getting unpleasant. But now rook c6.
rook c6
Now
exactly.
c5, rook
Now-
c8.
King f6, rook
Yeah,
c6
she
was
should not have brought her rook there.
Yeah, and now go to c8. I
Correct.
mean, it's hope based, but you know, you never know. c5.
It's
It's,
something.
it's a draw, but you got to go in blitz.
Yeah. I mean, the king will hide on g5. Okay, she's going e7, but now this
This
can
is
get
bad.
tricky, no? G6.
No, because she should have gone c6, c7 anyway, and then played g4 here and tried to go for pawn endings.
Oh.
But now
So-
she's going to convert
Now
this
g5,
if
and
she-
then it's
put
so
your
big
pawn
threat.
on
So she
G4.
now okay, she can't do. She has to go king g3 first. If f4, then check and
Rook
take.
f6
Okay,
and take.
so
Okay.
she had that escape.
Oh.
Rook c5.
Oh, Vaishali.
But she should play
is
king g3.
converting.
Don't allow f4. King g3. Come on, what are
But
they doing?
even
King
black
g3,
is
king
in
g3,
c4.
king g3, king g3. Stop it.
Fine.
Stop it, you dude. Okay, rook c6, d6 is winning. Rook c6, d6, rook d6. Come
And
on.
rook,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like Anand is willing her. You have to do this. And now rook king g7.
And now king g2 and just see.
But what's next after that? How do you improve
Okay,
now?
she's and now rook d7 and c7 is resigns. Yeah.
Oh, rook
Oh.
d8
The
most
is
ridiculous
coming.
The two things. No, they're just under the nerves. This is ridiculous.
Wow, what a game, man.
What a
Vaishali
fight.
joins Maria at the top.
She joins Maria at the top because Maria lost. We will take a look at that. But Vaishali was down to 20 seconds after the first 15 moves.
Correct.
She has played the whole game in
She
that
won
much.
on willpower. Basically, she wanted to keep going, and she did it.
Unbelievable. Sagar, Anand, let's take a look at Maria's board because, yeah, something very shocking happened there.
Here, after move 23, it was equal here, but she played the move rook a8, completely forgetting about the. Oh,
No, not yet. She played rook a8, which allows e5. Olivia didn't take the opportunity. Then she stopped e5 as well and lost the rook.
oh,
I mean, for instance, rook c5, e5, move that rook because it's pinned. Ah, no, then bishop e4 wins. So you don't even, it doesn't work. So e5 is the threat and you can't stop it, and that's a problem.
Oh, nice. Bishop.
But you play something like rook b8, e5 takes bishop e7, and then bishop d5. No, it's a bad position anyway. f4 is not a bad move. But rook a5 didn't help it, yeah.
Blitz. Blaming it on Blitz.
Man.
Wow, that means once again Vaishali joins Maria on the leaderboard.
Yeah. And that
Harika lost to Bhakti.
Harika lost to Bhakti. Bhakti scores her first win today, I think.
Can we take a look at that one?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
let me
Nana
see.
Zagnitse beats Humpy. So basically, all the players who've not been doing so well suddenly starting to win this round.
Is starting to win this round and beating the top guns who are trying to climb up the leaderboard. It's all about playing spoiler.
Yeah, let's see Bhakti's statistics today. Is this her first win?
Of today, yes.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
1 second. Bhakti, yes.
Oh my god.
She had lost 4 games, then 1 draw, and now she won
Okay.
against Harika.
And do we have the pairing Sagar going into the next round?
Yes, we can also check if we have the standings.
Yeah, let's start with the standings.
How many rounds are over? 16 or 17?
We're going into the
15.
16th.
We're going
round.
into 16.
Yeah, so
okay.
3 more games remaining, and we've got 2 leaders, and then a big gap for the 3rd place. How did Anna do in her round? Anna drew.
Okay.
Anna drew.
Yes, Anna drew.
Full stop.
Yes.
And these are the pairings for the next round. We have Humpy, who's right now out of sorts, it seems, because she lost 2 games back to back, facing Vaishali.
Let's just see what happened with Harika and
The game?
yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Harika Bhakti. Here, there's.
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah, sure.
from here.
Let's get to some.
Here.
Where's my mouse now? Harika is white?
White, yes.
She's just a pawn up, right?
That was a variation. One second.
Okay.
Let's go to the-
Okay. Okay, this looks reasonable for black. So Harika has turned it around and now she's much better. Wow, it's over.
How did Black win this game?
Oh my god.
What? What?
She's just I think Queen G2 might just be resigns. Yes, Queen G2 is resigns.
What?
Because there's no defense to Queen G6 and but she
And
went
this
Queen
G-
H5 and then ran into Knight
Oh
H5.
my god.
Just when we thought the rook blunder was the biggest
Whoa.
blunder of this tournament.
With Queen H5, this.
That's very
hurts.
tough for Harika.
Yeah, this hurts.
Yeah.
And in this position, when she
That's
of course has the right idea, you want to go Queen G6 and G7 is hanging with this bishop on B2 everywhere. Unbelievable stuff. Wow, Rook A5, Queen C8, Queen H5, Knight H5.
Right.
Probably the biggest 2 blunders of.
Yeah. Huge,
the event.
huge mistakes there. And I think Harika with that loses her big chance to, make it to the top 3.
Wow,
But we'll
that's
see.
a shocker.
Yeah, a game like that, I don't know what it does to you.
Yeah, and then you still have 3 rounds to play, and I think she has to just somehow. I don't know, how do you even leave this behind? Right.
Okay, so 2-point lead now again
Yes.
between the top 2 and the rest.
It was a point and a half, but now it's 2 points. So
3 rounds to go.
3 rounds to go. And once again, what you mentioned, and even Anna's a point ahead of Harika now.
Anna Muzychuk.
I mean, Harika would have been tied for 3rd at that point.
Yeah.
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 And Savita doing well with 6 points there. But so Bhakti moved up to 4 after this round.
Bhakti moved up to 4.
And
she's
Olivia
playing-
had 5 after this round. So they're
Yes.
both
Yes. And she's playing
slightly-
Savita.
Yeah. Okay.
So wow. So we've got Humpy versus Vaishali.
Humpy versus Vaishali.
That
That's
is a
important
big
one.
match.
And Maria versus.
Wait, something is not okay because Maria and Anna have already played against each other.
Yeah.
This
No,
is round 16.
1 second, I'll tell you. Round 16 should be. Let's.
You're not remembering yesterday's game? Or they played each other today?
Oh,
they
this
played,
might be. This might be. You're right. It might be from the first. No, this is today.
Yeah, no,
Do you have the
today's
right graphics, Sagar?
maybe the graphic is slightly incorrect there. But it's Anna Muzychuk versus Harika and Maria Muzychuk versus Anna Ushnina.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so there was some mix-up, yeah.
yeah. So Maria plays with the white pieces.
Yes, Maria versus Anna Ushnina. And we have Bhakti Kulkarni versus Nana Zagnidze. And Humpy versus
I'll just get some
Vaishali.
water.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
get
you-
it.
yeah, thanks.
Anna Muzychuk versus Harika. Savita Shri versus Olivia Kiolbasa. Here.
I would say it, but I'm sure Radican guy, you would laugh at my pronunciation.
Which one?
Well, Kielbasa.
That's wrong.
I have no idea, but I'm sure it is actually.
But how else would it's you don't even
Yeah, but this there's one of these lines across, and that changes the. It's like the two dots in German,
German.
or Scandinavian. They put the A across.
so the line
Like
is in-
for instance, do you know how to pronounce this town? Do you know how to pronounce this town?
Lords.
Wuj.
What?
I once asked them, why don't you write it the way it's pronounced? They said we did. Because of course they're right. It is written the way it's pronounced. It's just we have,
It's the lines on. So
I
what
d-
Vishy wrote was LODZ. I think that's a place in Poland.
that's a city in Poland, right?
And it has some lines on L, some
It had a
Line
line
on
on every alphabet.
Wait, why don't we put it again and then? In fact, this city had a tourism ad, which repeated over and over again. We are called Wuj. Let's see if you can get the pronunciation somewhere. But anyway, okay, this is. It's a major city, by the way.
yes. I have seen. I think Rubinstein used to play in this city and some games. I
Yeah,
always used to say Lords.
yeah I've also said that a lot. And then there might be a clip with the pronunciation.
Yeah, I think if we just type Lords and then pronunciation, we'll get it.
Yeah. Okay. You'll do it? Okay.
But no, this is
Oh, it sounds like Lods. I
No,
thought it
let's
was
see,
pronounced
because-
Wuj.
hmm. Maybe that's
Ah,
the
say it in
American.
the Polish. How do you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. Say just try that. Yeah, Wuj.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find the Polish pronunciation, but as you said, it's Wuj.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Sagar. Someone, maybe we can show that on our screen that somebody in the audience has us on.
Yeah, they are looking at us, and it's like they are now looking at us and us looking at them, and they are looking at themselves. It's a very complicated thing that has happened.
Thank you, but by the way, please put it on mute. But yes, but
All right, so the players are ready. A big round coming up, and once again, all eyes on the Maria Anna Ushnina board and Vaishali versus Humpy.
Let's go through first to Vaishali Humpy.
Let's start with that one. Vaishali with the black pieces there. And handshakes, and we go.
D4. Knight to F6. C4. E6. Knight F3. D5. Knight C3. This one is a battle of generations. Here. Oh, H6.
Oh, nice.
Vaishali is inspired with these A6 and H6. Yesterday she went A6. Today H6.
I think Savita's free.
Was she thinking of the botanic remark there?
no. Actually, H6 kind of cropped up, and you wonder why. If Black plays C5, D5, Bishop C5, then you've gained H6 for free. So I think, so I think any refutation of that has to either not take on C5. I mean, refutation. Any plan would, or to do something else around it. Because if you take on C5, Black takes in one move instead of two, and you've just gained H6. Or you do the Muhammad Yarov thing and you just play G4. In which case, H6 is very useful indeed. It's useful to both sides. It gives white the chance to play G4 and gives black the chance to provoke white to play G4.
So would you say instead of bishop e7, I mean, seems normal that black should think of some c5? Or
Yes, but it was clear that Humpy maybe had this plan to go b3 anyway and go for this. What would be the name of it? Not a reti. Kole, some sort of kole, yeah.
B3 was the response, and now bishop B3, bishop B7.
But
so-
since black has played bishop e7, you've no longer gained any benefit from bishop d3.
Correct.
White could try something like rook g1 here, but
Whoa.
And you want to go G4, G5 super
yeah,
quick.
but I think
Not in Humpy.
you would need to be quite
She takes.
courageous to castle with black after rook g1. Just like, hit me, baby.
Takes on D5. So what are you going to recapture with now that
Nine.
bishop is on B7? You don't want to take with the
Yeah.
E pawn, no?
But I think Vaishali might take with the pawn for like, yeah, she does. Fighting position. c6.
Bishop will go back to D3.
Then you castle and you play c5.
Yeah. Okay, so can we look at the Maria game a
Let's
bit
do
and
it.
see what's happening there? Whoa.
Wow. So the knights are off the board.
How
What
did
is?
she
Let's
get
take it
such
from
a
the
position.
a carol.
Sorry, I'll put it-
What knight d7 f6?
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
But oh, this is just terrible because
Up
you
bishop
see none of the
g4.
pawns are able to move, and therefore black is kind of paralyzed.
And the bishop will still take some time to come out.
Yeah.
Will you take on G7 and open up the G file if given the chance?
Yes, because my bishop can return to g3 and plug that
Yes.
thing. So
So you're not worried at all.
correct.
Nice.
Yeah, black is
Actually,
just-
white is threatening to take on h7 because you can't
Oh.
play g6, shutting the door. So
Well,
Oh,
she
which
could
way-
do it now.
She
I
can.
can do it now. If you go f5, bishop
Or-
takes h7, f5,
That was a problem. You remember in one of the games?
and then you just play bishop takes f5 as well,
Ah.
and queen f5, rook f1 or something.
Yeah, you
and that
can't
is-
castle after
yeah,
queen
right.
f5. Oh,
And this is going to be massive. Yeah, and rook f1 is coming. So, okay, she
Did
went
She went rook f1.
Okay.
Bishop g6. and
bishop g6 takes. Now the advantage must have dropped a bit,
Hmm.
but it's still there.
Hmm.
White can play c4, d5. Rook e3 is also very
But
healthy.
she can long castle now. I think she should. right?
Yes, she probably should long castle. But
Or
then
maybe
c4
eight-
again,
C4.
and there's a threat of rook b3. And
Oh, the rook can swing.
also
from
long
here.
castle. If I go rook f3, you'll not play f6 easily. You'll have to go rook d7. So you're also being dragged.
But f6.
Bishop g3 and then g6,
G6
is weak.
is weak.
Yeah, it's a bit unpleasant because only e6 is weak as well.
Hmm.
So
Okay, so this is looking good for Maria.
Wow, I mean, take a look
Muzychuk.
at this. The computer's best move for black
Is
is
queen
queen d8.
Queen d8.
That
Good
kind
idea
of
of some-
shows.
what?
But how difficult the position is for
Yeah.
black already.
Correct.
All right, let's go back to the Vaishali game really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the knight has landed on c6, and that's always a bit scary for black, no?
is knight b5 just winning or? Oh no, I have knight. I don't have knight. Do I have knight b8?
Knight b8. Oh.
What else am I supposed to do for knight b5?
But maybe knight b8 is
Yeah,
Good.
knight e7, queen e7,
Knight-
bishop
knight
a3. You
b5,
have c5 for the
d6,
moment.
Knight d6, cd6, but okay, that looks.
She's gone queen f3 and she's just collecting on d5 even.
Oh, black is in trouble here.
Black is lost.
Oh my.
But Vaishali has to find some tricks now if she wants to stay alive. Maybe.
But this is I didn't even understand. Why didn't she play c6?
Oh,
I
she did.
understand you think, but she went knight b7 and then this happened. And
Oh,
then you
yeah,
can
yeah,
still go
yeah.
queen c8 maybe. Ah no, but then knight takes d7 and takes on d5, so you lose the pawn. Okay,
Mhm.
then it's over.
So c6
So
was
it's just a clear pawn from almost nothing.
here. C6 was important.
And
but
this is where we left it. You remember c6, bishop d3, and immediately
Right, right,
Humpy
right.
got knight e5, bishop
Right.
c6. So big trouble for Vaishali here. Let's go back to the Maria board.
Mhm. Maria better and Vaishali worse. So
By the
this
way,
is a very
what you were
important-
discussing happened. Long castle, rook f3, rook d7.
Yeah, and now just a4, even b5 as a sack.
She
Okay,
goes
so
I
bishop
think
g3.
desperate measures have to be
Yeah,
taken here.
bishop g3. Then if you play G5, then I will play Rook E1, Rook E3 and hammer on. Or continue with B5 also. Both are very strong.
This is a good example of
Yeah,
how
Rook E1.
Attacking E6.
You can't defend it forever because I'll double and then I'll triple. I have Queen B3 as well. So at some point, you're going to give it up and say, okay, take it.
Falls immediately.
Yeah,
And
so
that's just a healthy pawn.
Yeah,
up.
Rook E7, Rook E1, I mean Rook E3, and then
Queen E2,
and Queen F5, whatever, Queen E2.
Fine. Yeah, this is looking.
So Maria is a pawn up. Vaishali is
Here
a
we are in a
pawn-
position where Black's best strategy is to trade all the pieces to relieve the pressure, but Black was starting with the pawn down, so you're going to lose the ending. It's but that's your best option because we don't trade pawns here.
Even the
nothing to
rook
do.
pawn ending is going to be very
Well, Rook takes
unpleasant.
G7 is going to be 2 pawns.
She has
Maybe
to try to-
maybe then Rook E8 bothers her. So Queen G6 is
Yeah.
a good one now.
And then maybe Queen G6 if she's trying to create some and she
Yeah,
goes for
it's
it.
all
And
right.
no play with Queen B3, Queen A2 because you'll get checkmated first after Queen G7.
Yeah, I know Queen G7 finished.
And there's nothing. Yeah. Actually, there's no way to even fight against Rook C7 here.
Yeah, I think she
King
just gave a check
H2.
and realized there's no point.
Resigns.
And that's it. Maria
wins.
on fire. Let's go back and see Vaishali's managed to play. Well, the material is
Vaishali
equal.
has come back.
Yeah, something happened. So I go back to E4. It's a respectable position.
Wow, Vaishali's
D5
back.
and now knight.
Why didn't she take it? Why didn't she play Queen takes D5?
Oh, she forgot
Queen
about it.
G4.
But my knight was on E6 defending
Ah,
the
She
thing.
forgot. She forgot.
Queen D5 is possible, yeah?
Yeah, she could have just grabbed the pawn here on D5
D5 is a bluff.
and then she took.
Interesting. She didn't even go for this Queen G4 or something. I understand F6, but then Knight D4, Queen takes D5, Knight F5.
Yeah.
There are quite some interesting opportunities here. Queen G4, F6. I mean, I'm not going to take the computer idea of G6 seriously, even though it's probably the best move. Knight D4, then I have to go Queen A4 and not permit Knight F5, just about.
But then you'll have Rook C4 cutting that off and then you go Knight F5, no?
But then he goes back to D7 and just barely gets home with all this.
Ah.
So
But okay, D5 could have picked it up and now what do we have?
Knight
now Queen
D4.
D3 is fine.
Queen is
Queen
attacked.
D3 is nice.
Queen...
What happened?
No, she
What
played
happened? What
Queen
happened?
A4.
Wait, some...
3 F5 Rook E4 and she
Then
won.
Humpy didn't
Vaishali won.
flat?
No, Vaishali won. Humpy fell apart.
Vaishali won.
Oh,
Rook
poor
it.
thing.
There is C1 hanging.
No, Bishop E3 mate. King G1, Bishop E3 mate.
Oh, it's a mate.
Well, Queen F2, Bishop F2, but you get the idea.
Can we just back up and just slowly see what, because it was such a big turnaround really quickly, and just take us through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
So D5 was a bluff, inspired bluff actually. E4. Rook E8. I would have preferred F6 just to stop things, or Queen D3, but Knight D4. Maybe again she kept missing Queen G4. Queen G4 would have been strong. Queen D3 is the only thing I think. Queen D7. Comp says Rook takes E4. No. Yes, because if Queen takes E4, then Queen
Queen
takes
C4.
E4. And if Queen takes E4, sorry. If Rook
Rook
takes
E4.
A4, Rook takes E2, and my knight is attacking.
Yes.
So
92,
Rook
94.
E4 apparently worked. Queen
Wow.
D7.
So many times.
F3, and now after F5 black is already better, so apparently here knight C6 was the only way. F5, bishop A3 takes,
E4
and
falls.
the position fell apart. Yeah, it just fell
Wow.
apart in 2-3
It
minutes.
just felt like Humpy got everything out of the opening, and then Black regroups with the Queen to D7.
But very
eventually
crucial turn of events for Vaishali, not to
Yeah.
fall off the pace
Huge,
because
yeah.
Maria beat Anna Ushnina. So
Vaishali.
what round are we in now?
Yeah,
17.
Yeah, two more rounds left.
17.
Two more rounds. So the
Penultimate
17 is
round.
coming, and they are both neck and neck.
Yeah. What a nice finish. And
Wow.
also, Anna Muzychuk has fallen back because Harika beat her. So I think the fight for third place is now open. Anna and Harika both on same points.
Do we have our
What-
standings?
So we're
Ready?
still
Get the
building.
standings from round 6 and 16, and we'll see.
Okay.
Then we should know, right?
Here are the standings from round 16.
So top 2 have gone to 12,
Right.
Harika beat Anna.
and 5 and 6 both lost.
Yes.
Harika beat Anna, so Harika has caught up with Anna. So we have 3 sets of people on the same
Yeah.
score, and then I don't know what's happening.
So Maria and Vaishali are on the same points. They are at 12.
12.
Anna and Harika are on the same points. They are at 9. Humpy and
Anna are on the same point, 7.5.
Oh god.
And then I don't know, Nana and Savita.
Nana Zagnidze won.
Nana won.
So she has gone to within half a point of the next group, and Savita,
Savita lost to Olivia.
Olivia. So Olivia has
Olivia,
caught up with
sorry.
Savita at 6.
Okay, so the top two
And,
places
uh,
are decided,
lost.
by the way. It's Maria and Vaishali.
Yes.
No one
Yes,
can
that.
catch up.
So the top 2 places are taken,
Hmm.
and
What if
probably 3 and 4 are taken as well, but it's mathematically not taken.
right?
And
Yeah, practically, the next two are also going to be between Anna and Harika. It's all about what the matchups are. Sagar, let's take
You know, if they both win both of their games, then we'll have a tiebreaker.
which is what is the Blitz playoff?
Same, I think. 3 plus 2 maybe.
No, it won't be the same. We'll find out. We'll confirm with the arbiter.
I'll
Maybe
go
it
and
is.
confirm. And I think we can have a look at the pairings of round 17.
Let's bring that up.
Maria against Harika, and Vaishali against Olivia. So there we have it.
Vaishali plays Olivia, Maria plays Harika, and what about Anna Muzychuk?
Nana Zagnidze.
Oh, that's also a big one for our standings. Anna and Harika are currently on the same points.
Can we have a look at how Harika beat Anna Muzychuk? Maybe.
And that's impressive considering she came
Yeah,
back
she
from
was-
Queen H5.
Yes, very very impressive how to put something behind and go for the next game.
Yeah.
Okay, this is already very far advanced. So let's go back a bit.
Here, maybe.
Yeah, sorry, you have the mouse. So it'll be easier for you. Okay, so this happened. Check and back. Okay, black's a clear pawn up. Offering the exchange of queens. Oh, and she gets this pawn, and then everything breaks down a bit. Yeah. Wow, look at how she's defending and attacking. Queen d7 attacks that one. I would have played rook sorry, queen e7, but she goes further, defending while
E4.
yes.
Oh, wait. And
She
rook
thought,
d8
oh,
is
she thought she had
defended.
tricked her, but she had.
What is happening here? Queen c8.
Everyone's
Oh my
tired.
god.
I think it's just
How do you explain stuff
In
like
this position, it's not even a bad shot. It's a-
So she thought rook d8 was actually a checkmate, a tactical trick, but the queen from h4 defends that square as well, and the
maybe you can
tactics
just
just
show the
don't work.
arrow
Yeah.
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, so the queen is defending that crucial square.
Oh my god.
And can we have a look at the standings now before we get on with the next round?
Yeah.
These are the standings for our viewers. Maria and Vaishali on 12, Anna and Harika on 9, Humpy and Ushnina on 7.5, Nana Zagnidze 7, Olivia Savita 6, Bhakti on 4.
And we've got the perfect penultimate round coming up as Harika faces Maria Muzychuk.
Oh yes.
That's a big one there. It's like every round feels like a big one, as you mentioned, but with the way the standings have shaped up, it's like they're clashing at the end.
Yes, and it'll make a difference within the groups. As we see, 1 and 2 have formed a group, 3 and 4 in a group, but these kinds of matches determine might be who's second, who's third, and
Right.
so on. So.
And Vaishali is playing against Olivia, so
Yes.
a big one for Vaishali because Olivia is, unpredictable here. And Vaishali will try to score a point while she's always fighting, but here she might really want to take this one home, even though she's with the black pieces. Bhakti against Humpy. We've got Nana playing Anna Muzychuk. So Anna again fighting for the third place. An important round for Anna. Nana's never an easy opponent. And it is Savita against Anna Ushnina.
Yeah, so this is the pairing for the 17th round, and we also have the pairing for the final round. Just in case to know, Maria will face Nana and Vaishali will face Anna Ushnina in the final
A
round.
tough battle for both of them playing against, well, the big guns of the tournament. So going to be a fun end to this one.
And I'll quickly go and ask the arbiters about the tie break.
The playoff for the Blitz, in case there is a tie at the end between Vaishali and it's very possible we might have that.
Yeah, very like, well, if they keep winning, because Vaishali, no matter how bad the situation is, she's coming back. Like against Savita, she was almost on the verge of a difficult position. She fought back. Then now she got into a lost position with Humpy out of the opening. She fought back.
But one gets the feeling that in this particular matchup, I mean, at least for me, on paper, Vaishali feels like a favorite against Olivia, while Maria against Harika is going to be a tough one for Maria.
Yeah.
We might potentially
So,
see
small
a
edge.
switch up on the standings after this one.
Right. Will be very interesting. And there you see Harika is already, she's always walking on the stage. Doesn't even go back to the players zone, I think. Humpy's in the, there you are, both of them.
I think since Queen H5, Harika's actually been on the stage. No, she didn't leave.
No, she earlier also. She likes
she
to
likes
walk
to
around.
be
Yeah.
around, yeah.
And she doesn't like to go into the players. I think some players just prefer being away from that zone because everyone's talking there. There's a TV, so they don't want to be here.
But really, Sagar, I mean, hats off to Harika from a completely winning position. What happened 2
Yeah.
rounds ago, and then defeating Anna Muzychuk, I think it was really impressive.
Correct. And
Very,
also
very
today
cool
Nana
stuff.
has played well. Yesterday she was struggling quite a lot.
The only way is up from what happened yesterday.
Did you tell her something, Tanya? Yesterday she
I
had.
did meet her when you were recording your thing. I went to see her, and she was having a bad day and she wasn't in the greatest mood. But Nana's got her family back in Georgia. She talks to them. She feels happy. She was showing me videos of her sons. So I think it just cheered her up and she's more fresh today.
Nice. Okay, let's have the boards ready for the game.
Yeah.
We have. Let's start with Harika versus Maria Muzychuk. Yep, we have them. Looking very intense now.
In the beginning, you feel there are 18 rounds. It's a long tournament, and
It's
there are 9
quickly
rounds.
rounds went
It's
away.
quickly, and
Now
there are
it's
just
two
2
games.
games remaining. It's suddenly the very end. It's the finish line now.
Yeah. You want to hang in there just a bit longer, and then you can go and collapse. Almost.
Yeah, is that the feeling going back into your room after just.
Yes. No matter what the result, you feel pretty drained. I guess you felt the same,
Yeah.
right? So,
Huge match here with Harika against Maria. Harika could potentially stop Maria. She starts with the white pieces as well.
Yes.
Currently on 3rd position.
And also, very quickly till they start, can we look at Olivia and Vaishali also as they prep up for their game? These two are the games where we'll be having our maximum focus. I'll go and ask. And I'll keep the game of this one, Maria, Harika Maria.
Okay.
I'll go and ask the tiebreak rules.
The playoffs for the Blitz, because it's a very big potential of that actually happening. We had it in the Rapid. Aaron, just a prediction. Do you see this going into a playoff?
4 games, and they've got to score the same.
2 games.
4. 4 games of that.
Yes,
2
yes.
people.
Right.
And so the idea that the score will be tied after 4 games, I'm going to say less than 50%.
Okay, less than 50%. We have liftoff. Let's get to the action, and we've got Maria, Harika.
So E3, A6, D4 is what the boys played yesterday.
1B3. How does that make you feel when you see 1B3?
It's a good blitz opening. So.
It's a good Blitz opening. And Adiban will be very happy to see this. So double fan
I was
shot.
trying hard not to mention his name, but anyway.
I had to put it in. And G6. D4 played, strikes in the center and captures. It feels like a reverse something where I can't put
Well,
my... Yeah, but black white has already got this double fan. I was thinking of that.
it's the tiebreak is 3+2, 2 games, and then
Oh,
Armageddon if it's 1-1.
interesting. So the same time control, they
Same.
play again. Well, Anand's given a less than 50% chance of that happening, so we'll see.
Really?
I mean, 4 games and the score has to be tied after 4 games.
I think very likely. Yeah, they're winning.
All right.
We want.
Let's see.
Alright, so this is the opening currently on this one. Let's go to Vaishali's board as well, Sagar. And she's playing with the black pieces. How is it going here? It's a Spanish.
Oh, this very
Yeah, so you have to take on d4. Nothing else to be done.
takes, and you can't win the e5 pawn because e4 is hanging. So take here.
Knight d4, I don't know, castle, so bishop d7.
And really quickly, can we jump to the Anna board? Because Anna's also fighting for the third place currently. We'll switch straight back to the leaders.
We had this in the Vidit Mamedyarov. No, maybe it was slightly different.
Yeah, it was queen a4 check, queen takes d4 in that game. So
Got it.
apparently you're supposed to play queen d1, e d5, queen d5 and lose some time like that.
Here, check, and this is roundabout even. Okay, and let's go to the game between Vaishali and Olivia. White has space. Black has the bishop pair, but white can always take here.
Right.
This would be a small edge for white always, yeah?
Not really. That double pawn, and if I can play knight c5 here, for instance, and you take on c6, I take, and then I go to e6. It's solid enough for black, I think.
Okay. Let's have Vaishali and Olivia here. So, yep, on the screen. Vaishali has
I
one.
think one problem with my suggestion is that it's white to move. Anyway,
Rook
Yes.
E8.
but now I want
Yeah.
to play knight c5, but I think I'm getting ahead of myself.
So white could potentially trade on c6 and pick it up, but black seems solid enough so far. Do you want to move to Harika versus Maria?
Mm-hmm.
Knight b5 hitting the queen. Where do you go to? Because queen e7 is bishop a3. Queen b8?
Queen c4.
Oh, you just want to trade. I thought something on d6.
Oh, she goes queen b8. Queen c4 was hanging, but let's see. Seems like the c4 pawn can be a weakness, but
But he
also
wants
a
to go
strength.
knight d5
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Comes
and
back
basically
with the knight.
plug the hole. And
So fighting this weakness of c4.
yeah,
Somehow these games in the opening are taking a very long display, and then they have very little time towards the middle and end game.
Oh, look what Maria's done. She's gone rook d3, pinned a knight, so you still can't go knight d5.
Queen c2 is bishop c4. Okay.
bishop f1,
Nice.
and I think
Rook d2.
Maria was reaching out, so I thought rook d2 and then rook d1. You're
Rook
there.
d2, rook d1, queen d6. And how do we evaluate all of that? Or queen d8 maybe? Not sure.
Oh, that's happened.
Well, we'll
Rook
find
d1.
out soon enough. Maybe rook queen d8. So if I take, if I go knight b1,
Queen e1.
bishop c3,
Queen c1.
bishop d2.
Is my queen trapped? Why does this have to happen to me? Let's just show that line because it's
Yeah.
actually quite pretty.
Yeah.
Rook d2, queen d2, knight b1. And queen e1 is not ideal because
In the
of
middle
bishop
of the
c3,
board.
queen c1. No, c1 is not the middle of the board. Bishop d2, but okay, you can go back to d6. So.
Yeah.
instead of queen e1.
They're getting ambitious there. Didn't work out. Bishop c3, bishop d1. But it's not going to happen. But the potential dangers in the position.
Oh, in fact, she went knight d5.
Knight d5, rook d1.
Because if knight takes d5, it's pinned, so I can play e4 and take the knight on d5 one more.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah, there we are.
Okay, so let's go back to Vaishali's game versus Olivia, and all of a sudden Vaishali
It's
is
a pawn
a
up.
pawn up.
But the question is how to get that roll that king over to d7, because as long as the white knight is on c6, it's rook e6 is good, and then king f8 d8 e8 d7 rook e6 excellent.
But how did she win a pawn here? Like takes, knight a4, takes, queen f6.
Oh,
Oh, a1 rook
just
is
an overload.
hanging.
This
so f3 was needed, right? Yeah.
queen f3 was a mistake, and now Vaishali is better.
But rook a8 is pointless. You don't need to. Oh, she was trying to force it, but I think you could just have taken the king to d7, because you do that, then white's only way is a3 b4. So I was hoping to provoke that, but okay.
Plays this a3, rook b8, king e2, king f7.
Just don't go to e7.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So king e8 is nice. Knight d7.
Nice.
Okay, good.
King 8, king d7.
She's alert.
So still
King
the knight on
d7.
a5
Yeah, king
is stuck.
d7. Now king c3, and the idea is b4. But it's time for black to play something like knight h5.
Knight h5 coming into
F4.
f4. And g3 will go
The
rook,
rook
f8.
f8. So I can harass you a bit. So knight h5. Come on.
And knight h5, not an
She
easy
goes
move to
d5.
find. She goes
D5.
d5.
Rook d1. She can play d4 check and e5. That's winning. It's just winning.
She goes knight
Oh,
d4,
she's even
picks up
correcting the
f2
pawn. Well, but there's a rook f1, f7.
You
I
might,
don't know.
okay, you might.
Of course, you
have
can
with
go
rook
knight f2
f8.
check, rook f1, rook f8, but then I can repeat knight b7. No, I can't. So it's just about working.
Yeah, king c6.
Rook f8 is an important. She
Yeah.
finds it.
She goes for it. And the king can't even reach that because king d2, there's knight e4.
b4. So now take rook f6, and then you free the
your
thing
rook
with knight
safe.
e4.
That's
Yeah,
two
defend
extra
your rook.
pawns.
Yeah, so two
Wow.
extra pawns. And now knight e4, taking away the c5 square.
We are
And
very
if you
good
take,
play.
you should take with the pawn.
No, she
Oh no,
goes
she
Beautiful
didn't even take
technique.
it. And now king d6, knight c3, rook g2, everything is good.
You could defend the d5 pawn first, pick
C6
up the
as
pawns.
well.
That is some
Okay, she's
amazing
gone
technique.
c6, that's
I like
fine.
it.
And now cd5, and black is winning. Yeah.
Wow, Vaishali, 2 pawns up, on course to victory. What about Maria Muzychuk?
Do you want?
Should we stay here?
Yeah, just about to
If you
end.
can check what's happening in that game in case.
If you've got time for this one,
Okay,
this is gonna go
okay.
on for a while.
But what's
But
happening?
the-
Harika's a clear
evaluation-
pawn up. In fact, Harika is much better.
Yeah.
Harika's pushing. Oh my
Harika's
god.
pushing. This could
It's
be
a
big.
difficult ending to win, because there's no easy way for white to break in, but it's a free pawn. You can't argue with a free pawn.
Winning her 4th pawn here.
All right, this one-
Olivia has resigned.
That is it. This finishes. Let's
Oh.
quickly jump over to the Maria board. So Vaishali could potentially be a whole point ahead.
Right.
Actually, same thing as in that other game, that bishop ending. Oh, a4 is a pity, because what I wanted to do was to go king b3, king a4. You'll play bishop d8 to stop king a5.
Yes.
Then I'll go king b4. You'll have to stop king c5 and king a5. Harass you like that. But this is fine. I mean,
But now I'm going king e5, right?
yes.
Stop.
now king
king
c5
C5,
with the
king
resigns. She
C5.
just blundered bishop g3. So king
She
c5
had
is
to
over.
go bd6, no?
Yes, exactly. I think she just blitzed it. Now it's over.
And that's
King
it. The
b7.
king comes in. And bishop c3, bishop a5.
In fact, I think it's exactly the game we saw earlier.
Savita,
Just to reverse
Savita
card.
versus
And now
Maria.
bishop a5. Oh, it's too much for Maria to be at the losing end of the same position and
Yeah,
the winning end.
yeah.
Oh my
I think it's just, and now a5, a6, it's
Savita,
over. Yeah.
Maria, and now
a5, yeah, and Harika.
Harika doing the same thing. What Maria
And
did to
a6,
Savita. Wow.
king c6, and now come back to d5 and play e5, and yeah.
And
this
the
is
other
beautiful.
pawn marches
It's over.
through. And let's have the players on the screen.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Harika wins a huge point, which means
So Harika is guaranteed a tie for first.
No, Vaishali, no?
Oh, sorry, Vaishali. So excuse me, Vaishali is guaranteed a tie.
a
first.
playoff.
Right.
She's guaranteed.
She's
a
guaranteed a
playoff.
playoff.
If
Wow.
she draws the next round, she's the champion.
champion. Vaishali is leading going into
If
the last
Vaishali
round.
draws the next round, both of you are going to eat humble pie because it is not a tie.
Oh. we'll take it.
We'll agree that you were right. But if something goes wrong and we have a tie break,
Then I have to. All right.
What an amazing turnaround this has been. Sagar going into the last round where Vaishali leads. She's just been chasing Maria the whole tournament within striking difference. A huge win by Humpy. Some other big results as well. Anna Muzychuk
Humpy
drew.
beat whom?
Humpy beat
Beat Bhakti.
Bhakti. Anna Muzychuk drew with Nana Zagnidze, so Harika also leapfrogs Anna by
Wow.
half a point.
Yeah.
And Harika finished third in rapid. She might finish third in blitz as well.
That, I mean, first and second is decided already. So
Yes.
it is a fight for the
Yes.
third
Third, yeah.
place. So do you want to take a look at some of the other games that we missed?
Sure. Which one? Humpy, Bhakti,
Let's-
Humpy.
Let's take a look at Humpy Bhakti.
Okay, Humpy, after her loss to Vaishali, coming back here, let's c5, bishop here, queen g5, 2 rook d8, f4. It's looking pretty okay for white.
Yes, but there are, I mean, once knight b4 and all this stuff starts to happen, a5 and now it's clearly worse. No, maybe not. Knight b4. Might have been better to play queen d7, d4 or something. But she didn't want to lose a pawn there.
Oh, Bhakti is
She
fine.
missed rook takes d4. No, queen f2.
Wow,
So
that
she
was a
had to
nice
do-
trap.
Yeah. And Bhakti is suddenly, I would say taken over, but doing well. Oops. Blundered a piece like that. So.
Wow, I'm having a look at the Maria Harika board. We kind of missed a bit of action in that
Right,
one.
right.
Let's see how Harika beat Maria. Is
With 97?
Harika did play b3, by the way, first
not
move.
sure what it is. Why is knight c5 a blunder? Knight g6, there's fg6.
But she's a pawn down, right? Already. She won a pawn on e5. So maybe knight c5 helps to just solidify that extra pawn.
Where did the knight come from? It went from e4. Maybe knight g5 is very strong or something. Or I don't know what is. Yeah, why is it a blunder?
Yeah, I mean knight c5 is a blunder. Why? is the big question here.
Maybe there's some better move than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
And then bishop g2 is a blunder.
Wait, this. Oh, so then there's something here as well. It's not knight g6, fg6.
I saw it is.
Oh, it's queen f4 or what?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And that's pretty because you're threatening knight g6 now.
But why is queen f4 so strong? I play
I'm not
queen
sure.
e7.
Knight c.
I know, I get it as an extra pawn. Or maybe that itself is a release.
And then a7 is hanging as well. Yeah, queen f4 was strong, but bishop g2, another mistake, and f5 a big blunder.
Because she should have done what? Knight d7? No, then with king's on h8, so you can't do knight d7. Oof,
Computer is crazy.
maybe just king g8.
Yes, how do you come to these conclusions? But king g8 is the strongest move. But then after this, she just converted it beautifully.
Yeah.
how did you find king g?
Can we just see
it's
the
a
move?
great question.
What is the? Is it king g8?
Yes, it is king
Ah,
g8.
okay.
King-
But king g8, but white is fine. I mean, is it okay? After f5, black does not equalize because you escape, right? Okay, so that may be the thing. King g8 might have equalized, and this wouldn't.
And then, yeah, this finished.
No, I find king g8 because I don't allow this knight to
Knight
discover
G6.
with check.
The knight f7 idea.
I mean, for the moment
Knight
it's
G6.
covered, but it feels like I have to keep watching that sector. So
Yeah, and that was the best move. We've had 3 decisive games, 2 draws. Anna, Ushnina, Savita also ended in a draw. I think the technique here was really nice.
I think Harika converted it very well. It's funny that we had the same end game.
Colors reversed.
Yes,
colors reversed,
colours
yeah.
reversed.
All she has to do is to go back, and it's not clear how Harika makes progress. But this is a blunder.
Allowing king c5. You have to make sure black's king doesn't get in.
I mean, maybe bishop d6. The idea is to go bishop c3, and then bishop b4 and try to cross. But then I'll
King
go from
e5.
e7. I'll go there so that I can go back with check.
Yeah.
It's quite a complicated thing to break, but obviously this was a huge.
Concession, and now
Yeah.
just picks up the a5 pawn. No king e5 also. No time.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Which game
Do
are
you want to quickly
seeing?
take a look at Anna versus Savita? Because we might have a couple of minutes before the start of the next round.
Yes.
And looks pretty fun.
Looked around equal, yes.
Yes. In fact, black is probably slightly
Oh,
with
she
the two
was.
bishops, right?
Right. Savita always wants to do something aggressive.
Well, you kind of have to if you're fighting for an edge. Otherwise, it's equal. But this looks pretty equal to me.
Lots of trades happened.
Yeah. Okay. Anna never let it
Slip.
slip.
Wow, so Sagar, final round. Let's just have our standings on our screen because for the first time we have a different leader in the Blitz section.
Oh my god, yes.
Is it the first time Vaishali is alone in the lead?
Yes,
Ah, okay.
Maria
She's
had
always
a
either
eight-
been Maria or shared, right?
a point behind or shared. I mean, Maria had an 8 out of 9 score, so
So it's hard to catch up that easily.
But today, I think Maria has scored 4 out of 7.
yeah.
So she did slow down, while Vaishali has scored
She started with
Must be
7.
4 at
right?
8 already.
4 out of 8, yes.
Yeah,
And
so it is
Vaishali has
50%.
scored
She
6
scored
out of
6.
8.
Yes, that's a heavy scoring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Vaishali is going to maybe score 7 on both days. That's huge.
So Vaishali is at 13, a point ahead of Maria. The first 2 spots have been taken, but it's all about who finishes at the top. And Vaishali, as we were mentioning, guaranteed a playoff with this lead. For the fight for the 3rd place, it's between Harika and Anna Muzychuk.
Yeah. And who's Harika playing against and who's Anna playing against?
So let's take a look at our matchups coming up. And we've got Vaishali against Anna Ushnina. So Vaishali starts with the white pieces. And Maria Muzychuk is playing Nana. Then Harika plays Savitasri.
Okay,
So at least on paper, Harika is a favorite in this one.
right.
And we've got Anna Muzychuk against Bhakti, Humpy with Olivia.
Yeah, it's very unclear, right? Because Anna and Vaishali very well matched. Also, Maria, Nana, Zagnidze, not considering the form, but they both are well. So actually, the last round can result into anything. It's very difficult to say. But if
I feel
Vaishali,
like I'm switching towards Anand's prediction
Do-
that we
do-
won't
do-
have a
do
playoff.
you think Vaishali will offer a draw quickly, at least just to try that I'm the champion? No.
No, I don't think they do that. But besides, I think Anna has good incentive to. I mean, she knows that it's hard for Vaishali, that she's keen to get it over with. So
Right.
that's a point to exploit. And offering a draw, more or less,
Shows a weakness.
confesses that you are nervous about the game. So it's a mistake to do that, I think. Unless you're close to forcing a draw, which is a
Very
different
nice
situation.
point.
Yeah.
But it's also how motivated Anna is feeling to play this last round. She's currently on 6th place
There you have Vaishali.
with
Yeah.
8 points. It's only top 5 for the prizes. So actually a win would get her into the
Oh, right, right.
prize list.
Yeah, and I think she will try. No, why not? She's won the rapid. She's already taking home $7,500.
Why not add
Why
a couple
not?
more?
Yeah. Why...
And center stage,
But
Vaishali
it's-
the leader. Yes.
Yeah, it depends how Vaishali holds it together because she must be.
Feeling the nerves a little
Yes,
bit.
and what has been a long day as well. So
Vaishali's heart rate currently is 134, 135, and this is not normal. She's generally at 110.
so I mean, she is eager to get it over with,
Yes.
and she knows that knowing even a draw is enough, and she's nervous. But let's see.
And generally, Anna Ushnina is at 150, but she's at 70. Wow. Okay, there we go. E4 by Vaishali.
Is it gonna be a
E5.
Spanish?
Knight F3. Yes, maybe. Or the.
Oh,
Oh, Petrov.
By Anna. What?
I mean, if you want to do Queen E2, there's never a better time to do Queen
Is
E2.
she going to go Queenie too? I mean, she might know. She doesn't.
Oh,
Oh,
she does.
How do you?
Wow.
Wow, Vaishali. playing the
Vaishali very
tournament with
alert,
Alert.
yeah. Not
with her
missing.
approach.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's not a draw yet, so you
No,
do
for
have to haul it in.
Can we look at Maria and see what the opening was there? So she's the only one who can catch Vaishali here. Oh, she played the Alpin.
Yes.
So Knight B5. Well, it's Alapin season, it seems.
Queen d8, taking control of c7. White finally picks up the pawn on d4.
Right.
If you play knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, it's become a Rubinstein French. So, but maybe you want to do something else. Bishop
Bishop's
c7
not
or something.
She goes for it.
Yeah,
Knight
okay.
d4, bishop d4.
But now bishop d3, and this is a very favorable version because if
Yeah.
you castle, I go queen c2, h6, long castle.
Oh, you're
And
going
then I'm
long
doing my
castle.
g4, h4 stuff.
Oh, nice.
And besides, white's bishops are set up very nicely, so this is quite unpleasant.
Wow. Oh, she
But she
short
just castled,
castles.
okay. Which is okay as well, but it's not huge. I think if you want to fight, show that you're fighting for using these two bishops, queen c2 and long castle was the way to go.
Hmm.
Because queen c2, h6, long castle, I'm threatening bishop f6 and bishop h7 check as well. So again, your queen has to move. So you're losing time every.
So as Viship said here, queen c2 after castles and long
Wait,
castle.
isn't there knight g5 in this position? She just played knight h5.
No, h5.
Oh, h5 is defended. I was only thinking knight
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
you-
yeah.
you're
no,
looking
G3,
at
G3 was
Vaishali.
clever, yeah. But
This one.
knight d4 maybe, knight d2. Knight d5. I don't know, nothing particularly.
Why
brilliant.
does
But
it's
why
a
did she go to
pleasant
h2, h4? She should have just gone back to d2.
the
That's
bishop?
how you do it, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, why give the two bishops? But it's still fine. I mean, computer has a clever idea. Knight d5, knight d4, knight on d5 back to e3, and that way I'm fighting for the f5 square.
Knight d5. I see. How are you defending this?
King d8, then knight d4, forcing you to take.
She played knight d4 first.
Okay, that's fine also. Takes, and then when you move your, well, we'll play knight f6 or hg3. Comp wanted to play fg3 actually, and but I don't know.
Maybe
I wouldn't have played
difficult.
h3 as well.
Control.
And now
But I wouldn't do it that easily. But now
Knight
knight
f6
b6, and it
and knight
says
b6.
black is slightly better because you have got the two bishops.
Controlling nd5 as well as f5.
That's why you have to start with knight d5.
Oh, interesting. This is going to be a long fight. All right, Sagar, let's take a quick look at Harika's position against Savita.
Savita looking good. Having all the pawns advanced up ahead.
I mean, yeah, black has to take on f4, no? Otherwise,
Yeah.
f5 was the bishop on f6 was just looking bad. But this looks a little scary for black. Is this scary for black?
Not sure. For the moment, I like black
Hmm.
because I'm also threatening bishop takes c3 and queen f6. In fact, on the previous move, it wouldn't have worked because the queen takes g7, but now I think it's a threat. So unless white plays knight e2 or something, I don't know.
And in these positions, e5, f5 ideas are not good.
They are good then, but e5, d5, f5. First of all, I have knight f4 as well, so it's not exactly panic stations. And second, I can play e4 as well.
Yeah,
The return one
e4
pawn
is
and-
what I was
Yeah.
not sure about. Yeah.
Okay.
Interestingly, the computer wants to do. No, it is knight e2 it wants to do. Yeah.
Oh, we have moved. She's gone for knight e2, but let's go back to our
Let's
main
go to
board with
Olivia. Oh no, sorry.
Vaishali, Anna?
Vaishali, Anna.
Okay, so knight b6 happened as you mentioned. Now bishop g7 hitting that knight on d4. g4 was played.
G4, bg7. Okay. Knight f5 now.
Well, having played g4, you have to, but I don't know if I take that, take on c3, go king e7, f6 or something. It's
Oh.
this. Well, again, if you're playing for a
Take,
draw, you
take,
should
take,
do it accurately because,
King here.
admittedly, I can play g4 and double on the h file and king on d2 and everything is protected, so it
And
might be okay.
h6 will come under
Yeah,
attack.
but there's no need for her to take on c3. She's got knight f5, okay.
We might be seeing this trades on f5.
Happens.
Might not take on c3, but then do you just develop your rooks? Do you move your king somewhere? You go,
Yeah, I go king d2, I think.
d5, king d2.
D5 on the board.
Yeah, king d2, rook e1, and then I can see if I need to play knight d1 or something.
Okay, so the d5. Long castle.
Long castle, which is fine also because if bishop takes c3, bc3, and you go knight a4, I can go king d2 then.
Ah,
But bishop f3 is a good time to do this. She's gone d4.
And again, Vaishali is really down on the clock.
yes.
17 seconds.
No, because she's betraying a certain nervousness for the draw. I think she wants it over with. On the other hand, Maria is not doing particularly well. Black is fine here.
Oh,
So that means that at the other end, somebody's defending Vaishali's position. So, but let's say I play rook c8, rook c7, rook d7 or something, or queen back to c7 now. Just all reasonable moves.
We've seen big blunders happen in this one. So
Yeah, nothing is ever certain because they start to run out of time very low, very quickly. Knight e2. This is good. You see, knight g3,
H5.
c3, and you've sort of
Does she want to also
arrested
put it
in
on
decline.
H5 maybe?
Yes.
And
Knight g3 and c3, and then
yeah.
move the bishop to d3. This knight watching h6. White might almost be better.
Yeah, one has a feeling like the position's really built up.
Yes.
Maybe black has to go. Oh, okay.
So good regrouping here.
yeah. Vaishali's heart rate at 129, 130. Not so bad. I thought some 170.
Rookie at play. Sagar, do you want to quickly look at the Maria board? And Queen e3 does attack b6, and Nana's down to 12 seconds.
B2 is attacked.
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now. So you have to save it. Maybe.
Do you want to play b4 here? But
But
then
then rook d3.
she goes for it, and black can black goes queen c4, now attacking c3.
She wants to go rook d3 and queen takes c3. Okay. Now queen takes c3, and already queen c1 check, queen f4 check is a draw in
This
an emergency.
if this ends in a draw, then the
No,
tournament.
but in fact it is an emergency because queen c1 check, and now the problem is queen f4 check, b5 might win.
Yeah, but there's no mate.
No,
but
I
it's
can go
check.
queen c7 check here. Queen takes
Yeah.
c7, rook takes c7, b5, knight d5, and it might
But she
just be
gave
holding.
queen f4 check.
That is okay as well. Now b5, knight d5, and that plugs it. I go rook b7, and it's a draw.
But rook b8 and you get b6 in, that doesn't matter.
Looks
But
scary.
rook is in front, so that's always gives me hope. So rook d6, this is fine. And
And if
now,
she takes on d5, rook
e
d5.
d5. Oh, here rook d5, but
Also e
If
d5.
this
Yeah.
ends in a draw, it doesn't matter
No,
what
Vaishali-
happens
yeah, correct.
on Vaishali's
So
board.
let's quickly.
g3 is very helpful for black because every pawn you exchange is nice. And now king e5.
3
I
seconds for
suspect
Nana,
rook,
2 seconds.
I think rook b6 is a draw as well, but she's lost
Oh,
on
she.
time.
No, sometimes it takes a while
Ah,
to update, so
okay,
we're
okay.
okay. We're okay. Knight b6, knight c4, so not
But
allowing
Vaishali is
b6.
losing. She's worse.
Yeah, oh, she's lost a pawn. Okay.
Okay, so let's go back to this one, Sagar,
one?
because
Maria, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, but I think Nana is improving her position. Now, if rook b3, everything is wonderful. Because now it's almost impossible to queen that pawn. So that's
Bishop
Bishop e2.
Rook b2.
rook
And now
b2.
king
Keep
d6.
harassing that king.
Yeah, checks.
Yeah. In fact, already instead of rook b2, knight d6 and knight e4 check would have harassed it even more.
But you still have a lot of checks. I mean, king f3, there's knight e5.
So now knight e3.
Yeah, knight
e5.
e5. But b6, knight d7.
Yeah.
Oh, b6, knight d7. So she goes rook
What does she
b7.
do? Rook b4. Oh, collecting the pawn. But now king d2. Whereupon I go rook b2 check again.
But king
And
d2,
so-
knight g4.
No, rook b2 check again.
Oh, okay. Well, b6, she's gone for this pawn on g4. It's
Yeah, now knight e5.
Oh, and b7, knight d7.
b7, knight d7 works. And this is, black has to. So now king
rook
g7 is just
b6.
game over. Okay, everything is game over.
Oh,
In fact,
winning.
but she
for-
blundered.
No.
But it doesn't matter. It's still winning for black.
Yeah, black is
Yeah.
winning here.
And it doesn't matter for us because as long
And
as Nana
Vaishali
doesn't
drew.
go.
Vaishali
is the
drew! Oh
champion.
my god!
How was that
Congratulations
possible?
to Vaishali.
Vaishali drew.
What the hell? How is that? She was okay.
I will try. and
She
get
got some
her.
counterplay and great. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
We were looking at this and we thought that Vaishali was in big trouble here. Almost lost.
Yeah, but defended well.
Here. And she got, as always, she's so tricky and she found counterplay. Got the check. And she's won
And
it.
she repeated thrice. Okay.
She drew the game and she won the tournament. And Maria Muzychuk lost, which gives
So, in
her
fact,
a
she's
1.5
point
point
win, yeah.
lead. Wow. Vishy, what are your feelings? Vaishali winning this tournament.
I think it's great. It's wonderful for her. I'm very happy for her. And yeah, today it's amazing to make up a 1 point deficit and win by 1.5. She scored 2.5 more than
2.5.
Maria today. Big result for her.
Amazing. That's a huge result for Vaishali. And I think she will be very ecstatic with this. Tania has gone out to get her here for the interview. But Vishy, did you feel that Vaishali is very strong at blitz, like how she showed here, like through all the trainings that you have done with her and interactions?
Um, she is quite strong in blitz, but blitz itself produces so many mistakes. It's very hard to remember that when you're playing. But look, in the end, she hung in there. She had lots of difficult positions, but she saved them all, and very good fighting spirit. In fact, even in World Rapid and Blitz last year, she had some very topsy-turvy results. There's some games which are going very well, but she at one point I thought she was really
Yes,
poised for success, but then
she was at the
things fell
top
apart a bit.
always.
So I'm happy that I think hopefully she carries this confidence to Kazakhstan and I can say B tournament. So
She's playing the
she's
B
playing the B
tournament.
tournament.
Amazing.
And Sagar, we do have the winner of the Tata Team Chess Blitz with us.
Tania, please join here.
Yeah, I'll get it.
ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு கடைசி ஆட்டம்.
First
Nice, congrats.
First question she asked is Anand sir here.
Vaishali, how does it feel?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way it went today.
Yeah, you did amazingly well. You were 1 point behind today when the day started, and you finished 1.5 point ahead. You scored 6.5 points today out of 9.
Yeah, I also didn't expect to score a lot of points. I was lucky in many games.
But with seconds to think, it's very hard, no? And quite often you would run your clock down to 20 seconds and then start playing fast.
Yes.
How did it?
I-
Sometimes you needed to have no time before you started blitzing, right?
No, I was not doing it purposely, of course, but somehow I was getting bored.
It ended up like that.
Yes.
Vaishali, that game against Savita where, you remember you played this Rook B3, Rook B1
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, I was thinking like whether to take draw or not, and she suddenly changed. I was like, oh. Yeah, I think she was better there.
Were you surprised because you took such a long time and then
Yeah,
she
but-
switched it up?
No, I know her also. Like, I was expecting maybe she could change, but also I thought maybe I can change with Rook Beat or something, but I had no option, I guess, so I just played Rook Beat and she changed.
Do you feel very comfortable when you've got 20 seconds on your clock? Not at all.
But
It feels like a habit now.
yes,
Every time you're just playing your best chess when you're down to 10 seconds.
I don't know, somehow. I think I got used to playing this 10+1 and
Oh, with whom have you practiced a lot of 10 seconds plus
it's not like
ones?
practice, but we play a lot regularly in academy and like with Prag, like Nana, Nana, like everyone.
Okay. Which was your favorite game today?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Today, I don't think so,
Anyone
I didn't-
So
stands
many
out?
games. What was your feeling going into the last round? You're a point ahead. Sagar will pull up the games until
Oh,
then.
Harika's won. So she locked third place?
Yes.
Right.
So Harika
So-
gets third place and Maria is
And clear
second.
third place.
Yes.
Even. And Maria is obviously
Yes.
second. Because that was not in contention.
We have the standings, so maybe we can just show our viewers the standings.
Are these
before
the
we-
final standings?
Yes.
Okay.
These are the final standings. We have Vaishali at 13.5. Maria on the second spot with 12. Harika gets the third spot with 11. Anna Muzychuk 10.5. Humpy with the fifth spot 9.5. Anna Ushnina 8.5. Nana Zagnidze 8.5. Savita 6.5. Olivia 6 and Bhakti 4. So those are the standings. We have 5 prizes here. So these 5 players get it.
Just amazing stuff. And these were your games. Let's just pull up any one particular game, Vaishali, which you were very,
Just if you click her,
yeah.
and then we'll get her.
Okay.
So
There you go. Wow, look at what is this score?
Yeah. She gained what? How many elo points? 50.
48, 49 points.
49.
49 rating points. Lovely.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
So on both days, you lost only one game.
Yeah, to Anna.
Oh, both days to Anna.
Both raised to Anna, okay. But I think your win in Warsaw with Anna counts as triple.
I'm sure
Counts
you
as
will never
triple.
forget that.
I was in shock. பார்க்குற போதே ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டேன். But Savithaoda, this rook ending somehow you refused to stop and that made the difference. Because many moments where if she plays king g4, g5 and locks her up and just moves the rook on c5, it's
Yes.
all. But
She went back and like
she
got chance.
she also kept changing fortresses. So suddenly, and of course taking the king back to e8 was. Once you got g4 already, that's
G4 I thought
unpleasant.
I
Yeah,
was-
it's quite unpleasant, right?
So maybe we can just have that game up because over here Anand was willing you to make moves. He's like, go G4, go King G3, don't allow F4, and you were doing just that.
I think it was 15th round, 17th.
15th round.
15th round, yeah.
Yeah, here's the game. And towards the end.
Yeah, here, why king f6? Why not king g4 and or king h5, g5,
Yeah, she
king
could just
g4?
wait
No?
with
Yeah,
king h.
but she allowed you to shift. Sorry, what am I lost the mouse?
Here. Sorry.
Okay. And then you were able to switch.
Yeah.
So at least your pawn is able to
Some
move now.
improvement.
Yeah, and then king h5 and g5, king g4 is over.
Yes.
You- Again,
Still,
king
she could
g4 and
just wait
g5
with king h5, king g5 also.
as well. But king g4, g5 is even nicer because then your king will never move.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, but both of you were down to seconds, obviously, at this point. So, what can you do? You just play by. Any other game you want to? I think your game with in the with Zagnese, how was that game? What round was that?
round?
One sec, let me see the round.
11th,
round.
11th.
11th, okay.
Vaishali, you look very calm right now.
Yeah.
Were you tensed before the last round?
Your
Heart rate said you were. 138.
Yeah, I was like tensed, but also I thought maybe still I have a chance to in the tie breaks also. Yeah, so
Yes.
just
Were you playing for a draw or something? Or?
somewhere in my mind, draw was there.
Queenie to
That's why I
Petrov.
think this
Ah,
is draw for
Queenie
me.
too.
Yeah.
You know, again, Anand predicted Queenie too.
No, Nana, Queen to ஆட போறேன்னா இது நல்ல So I was just telling her if she's going to play Queen E2, this is
is
an
the right
excellent
moment.
this is the right moment.
I
And then
know.
boom, she went. So it's funny.
Also, Anand made many right predictions, and today we have to agree that you were right. No
Yes.
tie breaks.
We eat our words.
No, I just thought it's likely that at least a half point separation will come in between you and Maria 2 rounds before, because you're tied 2 rounds before, but 4 games are left.
And now, Vaishali, are you going to also follow Prague in the
Yes.
Open?
Yes, for sure I will be following.
Both of you are discussing and preparing a bit here, or what's it like?
Like not much of preparation actually, but you would suggest like we just discuss about the games in general.
Oh.
and
What was his advice today?
Play fast.
To play fast, which you did
Yeah.
follow.
Which you did. But would you say this is the biggest tournament victory for you?
Yeah, against this top women players, I think this is one of the.
Yes, I think
The
this
first
is
time
the
also.
biggest one of your chess career till date, and I think it gives you extra confidence.
Yes, definitely.
Amazing, amazing. Wow,
Well,
Vaishali, a few days ago, Prag was in Delhi winning the Arjuna Award. Now you're winning this. The Ramesh Babu family always gives us something to cheer about. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
No, but fantastic. You kept up the pace the whole time. So
Yeah.
Yes,
congrats.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that was the most important part, to not let go of that sight and always be in striking distance. Catching up with Anna, 1 point behind, half a point behind, catching up with Anna.
Yeah, I was not checking the standings at all until the last game.
Which is probably an excellent
Oh,
strategy.
Yeah, I
So,
think.
You're not seeing the
No.
standings at all.
No.
but then how did you
Wow.
know to play Queen E2?
I mean,
Until
last
the
before the
That's
last
one.
game.
Okay,
I
just so you check.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
That's huge, actually. I wouldn't. I mean, that's a very difficult thing, right?
That's
Yeah,
why
somehow.
we
It shows a lot of discipline, no? Just not to.
Like I had a phone in my
the
bag,
temptation-
but still somehow
the
I
temptation to
told
find the
myself
score.
not to check.
And
So basically, you said to yourself, I should just play well. Whatever happens at the end, I'll see.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
I'll check anyway before the last game.
Wow.
What's the usual scene like between the rounds with such little time? Not checking the pairings. What were you?
I was just sitting with Bhakti Akka here.
Bhakti Akka.
Yeah.
Vaishali has a lot of Akkas here.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite Akkas. And, yeah, I was with her. We discuss sometimes and I was just with her.
So nice, Vaishali. Super performance here.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And
One question I had was, you have played World Blitz as well. So how do you think, how much different is this tournament of 10 from World Blitz?
In World Blitz also, like after the first day was joint lead, like 8/9 or something. Then in second day, I lost control and lost so many games. And I finished, I think, 10th or 11th, something like that. So today I really wanted to have control. Like even when I lost to Anna, I thought like I should be in control and somehow. think
Yeah.
about it.
You kept that control. We were all very excited. So congratulations, Vaishali. Thank you for joining us, and do celebrate today, tonight. Do invite us to that celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you so much, Vaishali. And enjoy watching the Open now. Yes.
Yeah.
Will you be around here or you'll go back?
I think I'll go back.
You'll go back. Ah,
Just in
okay.
case you're around here, come and analyze here with us.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Rishi, Tania, that was a amazing day of chess, and I think a big moment for Indian chess as well, because the main aim of Tata Steel Chess India, one of the main aims, is to give our Indian youngsters this exposure of playing world-class players.
That's absolutely right. And it's very nice to get feedback like this. I mean, when actually Nihal won,
Yes.
Yes.
and then
Vaishali.
Vaishali won, and we could still have a good result in the Blitz.
Yeah.
So just very nice situation.
Actually, the younger prodigies took the
Yeah.
championship in both. And we've got the Open coming up, and we have Nihal leading that right now.
No, Arjun.
Oh, sorry, Arjun leading that.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for that. Vishy, congratulations to you as well, because you are the ambassador of this event, and I think all your visions for Indian chess coming true slowly and steadily, as we are not only creating champions in the boys but also in girls, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to have a result like this. You know, you do go back celebrating, so it's very nice.
Well, Tania, any final words before we end the stream? Get ready for the next one.
Yes, Anand, the build up to the Open. What are your thoughts on 9 rounds coming up? Arjun leading currently. What's the day going to be like according to you?
The men's event the Open event is full of Blitz sharks. But luckily for Arjun, he's one of them. So, and he's also by nature fairly unflappable. So that's going to help him today. We'll see.
We'll see. Shark is in fact in second place. We'll be back with the Open section. And of course, if you're in Kolkata, do not miss this. Do join us here at the National Library. Action
That's at
starts
3 p.m.
at 3 p.m.
And these are the standings for the Open. And before we leave you, we would like to also show you the women's standings and also our top 3 winners here. Vaishali winning $10,000. Maria Muzychuk winning $7,500 in the Blitz. Maria Muzychuk taking home 4,000 and Harika 3,000. So these are the top 3 finishers of the Tata Steel Chess India Blitz. And Director Saab, would you like to show us something before we end the day today?
Well, so far it's been an Indian domination in this event. We had the top 3 finishers in the rapid, and now 2 out of the 3 podium finishers. We've got Vaishali and Harika.
Yeah,
So the Indian players doing well, and there we've got some of our highlights from today.
right. The Tata Steel Festival, which also
People
goes
playing
on.
chess on their phones.
Yes. Now you see that on flights everywhere, at
Yes.
airports.
Yeah.
I have seen people saying that I have a meeting. I'm getting a bit nervous, so I'll play 1 or 2 games just to calm myself down. So
They have no idea. Chess does not calm you down. Or I'm glad it calms someone down. Let's put it that way.
And there we see players were walking in at the
Savita.
start of the day.
Olivia,
Humpy at the back. Oh, the two, Vaishali, Maria. It was such a close chase between these two throughout the tournament. And at the end, Vaishali finishes at the top. Maria Muzychuk taking second place.
that's Leonard working with so many screens.
All right, Sagar, we will be back with the Tata Steel Chess Open
Yes.
See you then.
See you then. Bye bye.
So, Anand, you'll join us for.
Yeah, I'll join you.
Okay.
Either I'll join you, break, join you, or I'll join you midway and then stay till the end.
Perfect.
I'll do 6 games.
Great. Thank you.